All right. Good evening, everyone. Once again, Sakshi, everyone, good evening. So, for the YouTube community, I don't know how many of you have seen it. In the description part, you will be able to see the PDF link to the topics, whatever I'm giving you today. For the normal Titan and Pinnacle batch, you need not worry because any which way you will be getting this PDF that you will be getting. But the PDF of the content, whatever I have made or prepared, that is put as description in the YouTube channel. You may download it and use it. So I've decided to do it because I keep getting this query, sir, what should we note down? How should we make notes, etc. So this PDF, whatever you get now, just keep it open and start highlighting it or underlining it as and when I mention something. All right, important data, important facts and figures, I have kept it under in a diagrammatic form, in a diagram or an image format, so that it becomes easier for you to understand or study it quickly. Clear? Mickey, Mamta Yadav, Sneha, Avinash, no name guy. Was already started. Please tell me, sir. Akhila, key 1499. See, all the queries which is related to general counseling will be taken up towards the end of the class. All right. Now, another aspect which I want to check out today is see whether you are able to cast your votes here. Description section, YouTube, link to the PDF. It is very clearly written. Just click on that, you will be able to access it. For the YouTube community, are you able to cast your votes here? Well, 90% have casted the reason as yes. I know the Titan batch, etc. are able to do it. YouTube, I'm not sure whether you are able to cast a vote or not. For power and privileges. All right. Yeah, previous class PDF, I'm aware. I will send it definitely. So current PDF, you can download it from there. All right. So without any further delay, some of the topics are actually a carry forward from last week, like nationally determined contributions. That is the topic from last week. FDI inflows, LPG and biomass versus LPG. This is again from last week. From artificial intelligence, we have Mythos and cyber security gatekeepers. Where Mythos is actually from last week. So defense, we have submarines, which is again a topic from last week. Like I told you, hardly anything of significance is there available here. This is only for you to read. Science and technology, we have Gaganyaan, fast breeder reactors, cold spark technology, gene therapy and genetic engineering. From society, we have inequity in higher education, psychosocial workplace risks, informal workforce. Polity, governance, public administration, we have inquiry and resignation of judges. Internal security, you have border management, Naxalism. All right. So let us get into it one by one. Nationally determined contributions. So nationally determined contributions, when we take, what do you mean by that? This nationally determined contributions. So first of all, the thing that you need to understand is this was created after the Paris Climate Treaty came into picture. And what is that? Each country will individually decide how much emissions will they reduce. Understand that very clearly. Voluntary reduction it is. Every country can decide how much they will reduce, by what date they will reduce. No compulsion whatsoever. India's climate commitments, building a sustainable future. India submitted revised nationally determined contributions under the Paris Agreement, which define voluntary climate mitigation commitments. Voluntary it is. Got the point here? You don't have to. It is not that any compulsion is there. Reducing emissions intensity of GDP. India aims to reduce emissions intensity of its GDP by 47%. Below the 2005 levels by 2035. Earlier target was 45% reduction by 2030, but India has revised it because India has been able to achieve its earlier targets. India is committed to achieving 60% of installed electricity from non-fossil fuel sources. India aims to create an additional carbon sink of 3.5 to 4 billion tons related to 2005 levels. Transparency under the Paris Agreement. Under the Paris Agreement framework, countries are required to update and report progress of their commitments through biennial transparency reports every 2 years. Biennial means every 2 years you are supposed to report how much progress have you made in terms of bringing down your emissions. Got the point here? So Paris Agreement, India is committed to climate action for a sustainable, resilient, and equitable future. That's pretty much about it. India's climate policy is guided by UNFCCC. It is a guideline. Guideline is not wrong. You can actually follow a guideline, or you can actually follow an international standard. That is not a compromise on the sovereignty or India's decision making powers. First statement is correct. Second statement, India is world's largest emitter of carbon dioxide. Who is the largest emitter of carbon dioxide in the world? Carbon dioxide. First is China. Second is USA. Very good, Dharani. So, only statement 1 is correct. Answer is A. B is wrong. C is wrong. D is wrong. A is the right answer. Show results. Suman, Shine Verma, Khushi, Krishti, and Soumya Gupta. FDI inflows. This is just an information actually. Information because, see, what is foreign direct investment? First of all, foreign direct investment means it is like people are investing money in the country. Like money that is coming into the country in the form of permanent investment. Permanent investment. And that has actually increased. Net FDI turns positive in February 2026. Net FDI in February. Net means totally whatever has come inside and whatever has gone outside. If you put it together, it has come to $4.6 billion. That means total positive. If you factor in, okay, this totally how much it was? Gross was 9 billion. But again, some people would have, some businessmen inside India, they would have invested abroad, made FDI investments abroad. So you subtract everything, finally, you get $4.6 billion of net FDI happening inside India, which is a huge improvement compared to the earlier years. Top source countries from where we are getting it is Singapore, US, Mauritius, Japan, and Netherlands. Key sectors driving the equity inflows: manufacturing sector, computer sciences, financial service, business service, communication service. India continues to remain an attractive destination for greenfield foreign direct investment projects. Greenfield investment project. There are two types of investments. One is greenfield and the other is brownfield. Greenfield simply means it is an investment project where you start your investment on an empty plot of land. That means nothing is there. You start it from scratch. From laying the first foundation stone, building the road, putting up the communication towers, the towers for cell towers, etc. Everything you have to do. That is a greenfield investment. Brownfield investment simply means an existing business is being acquired. Like how I think Walmart invested in Flipkart. That is a brownfield investment. They bought the shares of Flipkart. Got the picture here? Clear, people? So greenfield means you start from scratch. It's basically what it tries to tell is it is an empty plot. It's fully green. Only you have grass growing there, nothing else. That is what it is symbolically trying to say. The other one, the brownfield investment, means you already have a building, some existing infrastructure, building, some resources, something is there. You are acquiring it and then you are running it. Clear? LPG and biomass versus LPG. India consumed about 33.15 million tons of LPG gas during the previous year. Domestic production met around 40%. 40% of India's LPG demand. So domestically, whatever we produce, LPG that we produce, it is only catering to 40% of the local demand. The remaining LPG demand, 60% of it is met through imports. India's total LPG demand is around 250% of the, okay, that you leave. Annual LPG imports are equal to around, that is also fine. Commercial LPG accounts for less than 10% of national consumption. Commercial LPG cylinders, if you see, it accounts for less than 10% of national consumption. That is the reality. That means that is also the reason why government increased the prices of commercial LPG cylinders. Because it's such a small number. Majority of the LPG goes into what? Domestic consumption. Got the point here? India as such will invest. India is investing. India has investments in Africa. India has investments in Europe, UK, everywhere. India also has investments. Clear? Around 90% of India's LPG imports normally pass through the Strait of Hormuz, this region. Strait of Hormuz has become a major strategic vulnerability for India's household energy security. India compares with other major economies. So in Japan, if you see, only 40% of the households use LPG. Otherwise, they actually use electricity there. Significant share of LPG demand comes from petrochemical sector in China. Petrochemical sector means to manufacture certain chemicals, etc. For that, LPG is used. South Korea, household energy demand is supported mainly through natural gas and electricity. That means if you compare the LPG overall demand with other fast growing or top industrialized Asian economies, their dependence on LPG is very, very less. They have either moved into electricity, they have moved into natural gas. As a result of which, only a small section of their population is actually exposed to the current issue, whatever is happening in the Strait of Hormuz region. So they are not affected much. So when the articles keeps coming up in Hindu, etc., where they tell that, compared to other Asian economies, India is doing very bad, this is happening, that is happening, we should look at the ground level reality also. So Indian rupee is doing really bad right now. What is the reason for it? High LPG prices. High LPG prices, high crude oil prices, that is the reason. Why is it that Japan, China and South Korea are not getting affected by it? Because obviously their exposure to LPG is very limited. Got the point here? Is America getting leverage over oil from all these wars? What about hung assembly in Tamil Nadu? What about Russia and Ukraine clash? Ukraine bombed. Water bottle. Mr. Water Bottle, you are bombarding the YouTube comment section as if this is a one-on-one discussion and you are Arnab Goswami. Ask questions which is related to the article. Alright? Because you are not the only student sitting out there. That question what you asked with regard to USA, is USA getting a leverage out of this? Absolutely yes, because whenever crude oil prices increases or the petroleum prices or LPG prices increases, what ends up happening is dollar value starts shooting up. Because you have to pay more. Correct? When the prices of crude oil or LPG increases, you have to make more payment in dollar. When more payment you have to make in dollar, international level, at an international level, the whole thing, that is, the demand for dollar will be very, very high. So automatically dollar value will start appreciating. That is the real reason behind this. Nothing else. To make dollar once again stable. A stable currency. And I've told you in my earlier classes also, the other hidden agenda behind this war again is to target India. Because 3 or 4 elections were around the corner. Create a whole anti-incumbency drive. Because Trump is really mad with Modi. So create an anti-incumbency drive here. Ensure that against BJP there is a huge backlash, or the current government. Forget BJP. Against the government there is a huge backlash. That was the intention. But as usual, it did not work out. So many options there in India. No lucky other. What other option is there for cooking? Cooking, what other option is there? We don't have a proper city gas distribution system. We don't even have a proper waste segregation system whereby which we can generate natural gas or methane and start circulating it. So cities, forget it. Villages, in how many villages do we really have a biogas plant literally being used for cooking purposes? Very, very, very minuscule it is. Considering the fact that India actually has one of the largest dairy sector in the world, and we are having huge amount of methane emissions, which India contributes very highly towards methane emissions because of our agriculture sector. But though all those methane, it is simply escaping into the atmosphere. We are not literally utilizing it in any format. That is the reason. Clear? Why not tidal energy? Tide is there in how many areas? How many areas do you have tide? Coastal line, just because you have a coastal line doesn't mean tidal energy can be harnessed everywhere. Tides come in generally only, there is a high tide and a low tide. Maybe twice or thrice you have it. Only when the water levels changes, the turbine will rotate. So when the water level is not changing, it is pretty much steady, means you cannot depend on it. Whatever alternatives you are talking about, those alternatives are really, really not does not provide steady supply of energy. Only when you have a steady supply of energy, you can trust it as an alternative source of energy. That is the point here. Gobar gas, who is using it? Who is using it? How many people have a gobar gas plant in their rural area? How many people have it? It's a very minuscule, tiny fraction. Government is trying to encourage it, but how many people are setting it up? Maintenance of a gobar gas plant is not at all easy. That is also there. Got the point here. Windmill, again, wind should be there. Wind velocity, if it reduces, you will not be able to use those windmills. Understand that very, very clearly. Got the point here. Solar, how will you... Solar, can it be a substitute for cooking? Can you use solar energy for cooking instead of LPG? You want to bake biryani. Can you use solar energy for cooking then? Think. India's LPG storage, limited and inadequate. India's LPG storage, India has around 15 days of operational LPG tankage cover across import, terminate, etc. 15 days only storage is there. Total of 140,000 tons, in which 60,000 metric tons is stored in Visakhapatnam. Another 80,000 tons is stored at Mangaluru. Clear? All right. The current underground capacity is equivalent to only around 1.5 days. Cleaner stoves, healthier lives, smarter choice, sustainable future. Modern cook stoves for efficiency, savings and a greener planet. Traditional biomass stove, chulhas. Traditional biomass stoves operate at about 10% of thermal efficiency and lose most heat due to poor inflow. This is something which we will see everywhere. Clear? Modern improved cook stoves achieve thermal efficiency levels of 38 to 45%. This can reduce the fuel consumption by 2/3. Technologies such as secondary aeration in improved cook stoves reduce emissions by burning the soot and gases from smoke. Soot are like small carbon particles that get settled around the container. So secondary aeration means additional air movement. The idea behind any flame, that is for fire to occur, three things are necessary. A source of heat, you need oxygen, and then you need a fuel. Wherever oxygen is insufficient, it generates carbon. That is why you get black deposits around the traditional stoves. Always you will find this black deposits there. What is this black? That is carbon. Whenever fire is burning or anything is burning, when this wood is burning in insufficient oxygen, it leads to the deposition of carbon. But you have more additional oxygen means the advantage is you get better efficiency because the soot can be reduced. The soot, etc. can be reduced and that also will burn. In other words, improved cook stoves can reduce firewood consumption by more than 50%. Cost effective and economically smart. Cost of household improved cook stove 2,000. Cost of commercial improved cook stove 20,000. Commercial LPG prices in major cities have exceeded 100 per kilogram. Average firewood cost is rupees 10 per kilogram. 4 kilo firewood is equivalent to 1 kilo LPG. That means it is not so easy. Even though when we say, okay, firewood is there, we can use firewood in this highly efficient stove. The problem is that 4 kilo firewood is needed, which is equivalent to 1 kilo of LPG. That means if you're cooking something very, very heavy, like you're cooking it for biryani or anything, pulao or whatever, it'll take hell amount of time and hell amount of firewood, which is not easy. It will definitely affect the environment. Is there any separate batch for CSAT in PW offline? There is no separate batch. There is CSAT is taught at PW offline. CSAT is taught. Not as a separate course, but along with the Titan batch or Pinnacle batch. If you enroll there, it is taught along with the GS. Other alternative biomass fuels are, that is instead of firewood, what and all you can use sawdust, pellets, briquettes made from sawdust and agricultural residue. That is, whatever agricultural residues are the sawdust, biomass materials, even cow dung, etc. You can make small pellets or briquettes, bricks out of it. Carbon emission reductions from improved cookstove can be quantified and converted into carbon credits to support financing. So whatever carbon you are saving on, that you can, the carbon dioxide saved or the carbon dioxide reduced, that can be converted to carbon credits and that you can sell. Agreed, Dharani? Widely available locally accessible. Firewood is there, agricultural waste, dung, cakes. These all can be used in rural and semi-urban areas. You can use it in all these places. Well, otherwise, it is not so easy to access firewood or sawdust or cow dung in urban areas. Methane produced by cow affect environment massively. See, exclusive study on it, it is not known. But the fact of the matter is, methane tends to remain for quite a long time. And that is why the greenhouse gas potential of it, warming potential if you take, it is quite high for methane. So it does contribute. There is no doubt about it. Got the point here. Specifically, how much does it contribute from the cows? Well, specific study is yet to be made. But we know for a fact that methane will create issue. Clear? Mythos and cybersecurity gatekeeper. Any doubts so far, people? Any questions? Crop residue as fuel. Yeah, even you can use that. Crop residue. Slow gasification, that is in insufficient oxygen, you can convert those into pellets. Carbon, small carbon pellets you can convert it into. But all these are, these are all just jugaads. Not that, okay, it will easily, whatever we are talking about, be it firewood, sawdust, agricultural residue, cow dung, these are just temporary options. These are not permanent options to replace LPG. Permanently, you want to replace LPG, you need to have a proper city gas distribution network, where natural gas generated from waste, organic waste, is used as fuel for households. Then it is going to work. Otherwise, you won't be able to bring down this dependence on LPG. Why do farmers burn it? Farmers burn it because that is easier. If I am having 10 acres of farmland, the harvesting season is over. Okay. Now only the stubble is remaining. Stubble of the crop, because whatever I wanted to harvest, I cut off from the top part and only the stubble is remaining. It's dry season. There is hardly any water content present inside the stubble. All I have to do is light a fire from one end of the field. It will easily catch up. The other way is what? The other way is hire laborers or get expensive farm equipment, take it for rent, then thresh it, shred it, break it down into small pieces, then collect it together, then go and give it to maybe sell it out, etc. Which is a headache. Because that farm machine that we are talking about, shredder, thresher or whatever, that is expensive. Farm labor is expensive because this is acres and acres of land. When will they finish cutting everything? I need to put my farm into the next set of sowing season. I need to get my farm ready for the next sowing season. So what is the fastest way to do? Burn it. Because that burnt residue, whatever is there, that will add important ingredients that is necessary for the soil, which is necessary for the sowing season. That is why I'm going for it. Solar energy can be converted into electrical energy for cooking purpose. How mega royal? Then what? Why is it that then why are we not using it in our kitchen then? That see that level of electricity we don't have. We don't have that level of powerful batteries where electricity can be stored and you can use it for cooking. Understand that very, very clearly. Maximum you will be able to cook one Maggi. That's it. Within that, the battery power will get drained out. That level of electricity, continuous supply of electricity you need, which is not possible. Electricity, we can start using electricity as an alternative to LPG the day when we have enough amount of nuclear reactors in this country. Gali gali mein nuclear reactor. Then it will work out. So there's Mythos and cyber security caretakers. Let us go into it now. On April 7, Anthropic, which is an AI platform or company, announced Cloud Mythos, an unreleased large language model designed to identify software vulnerabilities in legacy code bases. What do you mean by that? Software vulnerabilities. See, one of the major job of an IT engineer is to track and find out bugs. Bugs in a software for which they are paid a bomb. But Anthropic came with the Cloud Mythos large language model where it was successful in detecting bugs which evaded human detection. That is, I am the IT engineer. Okay, I okayed a program telling that no, there are no more bugs in this program. Cloud Mythos came and it found out these many bugs are there, which what I couldn't find as a human being, an AI tool was able to find it. What it simply means is the days of coding, the days of bug detection, this is over. IT engineer, coding, computer software, you getting paid in millions and billions, that is done. Now this coding thing can be done, coding or even bug detection can be done, any layman, anybody can do it. That is where we are standing today. Getting the point here? आज आपका क्लास मुंबई में है. Bangalore. I take classes at Bangalore. 11th onwards, my offline classes will be starting at Bangalore. 11, 12 and 13 polity and governance class from 2 to 4:30 or 5 p.m. It will be there. It is free. For the first 3 days, you can come and attend the class. All right. Claude is a family of large language models developed by Anthropic and is comparable to OpenAI ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Claude is recognized for strong coding and reasoning performance and is accessible through command line interfaces and applications across multiple platforms. In other words, it is damn accessible. It is not so difficult to access it also. Anthropic's model lineup includes Haiku, Sonnet and Opus in increasing order of capability. Just note the names, because sometimes UPSC will simply ask, these names are there. Recently, these names were there in news. These are related to what? AI, artificial intelligence. Clear? These models are generally closed source and operate through subscription-based or usage-based pricing systems. So obviously it is not that free. You'll have to pay for it to use it. But again, it will come much, much, much cheaper than hiring and keeping, let us say, a very big IT department. So you won't require, see, even for PW, there is an IT department. You won't be requiring that many people in the IT department anymore. You may probably reduce it to whatever size is there. You can reduce it to 50% and ask that 50% to subscribe to this Anthropic cloud model. And that's it. Check for the bugs. Keep people who are no need of experts also. People who have just even dropped out of college or who are interested in coding. Just hire them. You don't require a qualified personnel anymore to handle the coding or the bug detection part in any software or in any website for any company. That is the bottom line. Clear? Anthropic has an operational presence in Bengaluru, and India is its second largest market. Indian information technology industry and the union government are assessing the implications of Claude Mythos preview for cyber security and software infrastructure. So even our government is also a little concerned now. Basically, why we will see even officials of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team are evaluating the models, implications for national digital infrastructure and cyber security preparedness. The Data Security Council of India has conducted discussions and consultations across industry sectors regarding the emerging risks and opportunities associated with advanced vulnerability detection artificial intelligence systems. Now, what is the main issue here? The main issue is now I am having a doubt on my website whether my website is having any bug. So I subscribe to this particular large language model. This large language model will go through my original code, the original code of my website, correct? What is happening there in that when they go through that original code, they get to know what is the source code. Number one, this Anthropic company or this Claude large language model, they can actually bring changes to the code to the point where they can spy on the original software and we will not even get to know. Got the logic here? I subscribe to it thinking that now this is easy. I will throw all these people out. This is easier, right? Just pay monthly some 3,000 rupees and this is done. But what is the major threat that is involved here? You are exposing your company's original coding to a foreign and a private player and you're asking them to check it. They may very well, they can bring changes to the coding and the programming where I won't even get to know. Me, I am the owner. I don't know about all that and all. I only know that if I remove that IT engineers, I don't have to pay that much money. So I am removing them and I am taking this service here. But what can happen? My security, my data, my privacy, everything can undergo compromise. That is the reason why the Indian government is so wary of its usage. Because to what extent it will make data vulnerable is what they are also concerned or worried about. Correct, Bhumi? Ethical issues are there. Clear? Mythos is intended to scan decades-old software systems and identify bugs and vulnerabilities not previously detected by human reviewers or automated systems. Anthropic stated that the model had already identified thousands of critical vulnerabilities in open source software projects. Open source software projects simply means where the code of the software is open to public. That is, it is no secret. Anybody can view it. Anybody can see it. The Opus model demonstrated the ability to detect vulnerabilities in widely used open source software that had not been identified by human reviewers. Claude Mythos preview reportedly identified a 27-year-old vulnerability in OpenBSD. That is, in this particular software, it was able to identify a vulnerability, and that software was built when? 27 years ago. It is not at all safe. That is the point here. It is not safe. When anything new comes, any new software comes, it is not that immediately you jump and immediately you try to buy it. You will always have to be wary about, you will have to wait till the point you get to know what are the pros and cons of the software. The model also reportedly identified a 16-year-old flaw in FFmpeg, a widely used video processing software library. Clear? Automated testing systems had reportedly analyzed the vulnerable FFmpeg code around 5 million times without detecting the flaw. That means, forget human beings, even automated testing systems are there, which has checked MPEG 5 million times and still it was not able to detect it. Mythos also reportedly identified vulnerabilities in systems including the Linux kernel. These systems form critical infrastructure for global computing environments, including those used in India. That means whatever we are talking about, be it MPEG, be it Linux, etc., this is used worldwide for almost all the major softwares and all the major companies. In other words, that simply means even in India, websites that have used Linux, websites that use MPEG for video processing, they are all having what? Bugs in them. A zero-day vulnerability refers to a software flaw unknown to developers before discovery. It is a technical term, by the way, people. So try to remember it. A zero-day vulnerability means zero-day vulnerability means till now nobody was able to discover it. Humans have right to privacy. Citizens and non-citizens have the right to privacy, not companies. Fundamental rights are meant for only citizens, and non-citizens also have the right to it. An exploit refers to code designed to use a vulnerability for unauthorized access, disruption, or system compromise. So this is what I told you. If I actually buy a subscription of Claude, there is no guarantee that they will not try to exploit me. And what is an exploit? A code that is designed to use a vulnerability for unauthorized access, disruption, or system compromise. So I can hide it. See, just a few alphabets, few numbers, and that's it. Nobody will get to know that whatever program I have made now, it is being easily some third party sitting somewhere far away is having access to all of that. Clear? I already read that out to you. Zero-day vulnerability simply means till now you were not able to detect it. The bug in it. That is what it simply means. Till now you were not able to detect it. Software flaw unknown to developers before discovery. Traditional discovery of zero-day vulnerabilities generally required highly skilled human researchers working for days or weeks. In other words, it simply means zero-day vulnerability simply means what? Your ability to detect bugs. And traditionally that used to take days, weeks, where you really needed engineers with high level of coding skills. And they are all paid a bomb. Trust me, they are all paid a bomb. So I know this guy again. I'm not going to tell which company and all. So he is having like a bike worth 25 lakhs. He has at least 2 BMW cars. One is that 7 series. The other one, again, I'm not sure. A normal 5 series. So that is the deal. Because he's paid a bomb. He's paid a royal bomb when it comes to his IT package. Salary package is that level high. So those days are over. Literally, it is over. Clear? Why it not able to detect that? You won't be able to detect. As simple as that. Anthropic stated that Claude Mythos preview could autonomously identify and exploit vulnerabilities within hours at significantly lower cost. So this is the best part. They admitted that the Claude software, whatever is there, or the Claude AI tool is there, it will be able to find out the bug and also exploit it. That means if I give my laptop and I install this Claude software, it will find out what and all bugs are there in the softwares, whatever I have made. Number one. At the same time, it will also be able to find out how to make changes in the program in such a way that I won't be able to find out that my entire program is now being tapped or being traced or being tracked. I won't get to know. And even an engineer, if I give it to an engineer also, even he or she also won't be able to find it out. Clear? The identification of vulnerabilities in mature open source software system demonstrated the model's high effectiveness in cybersecurity application. Such vulnerabilities are generally patched after discovery to prevent exploitation by attackers. Access to Cloud Mythos preview has been restricted to selected organizations to allow vulnerabilities to be patched before similar capabilities become widely accessible. So right now, this access to Cloud Mythos preview has been restricted to only very few organizations. The full capability of the model remains publicly unknown because of restricted access arrangements. So to what extent this Mythos or this cloud software or not software, cloud large language model, what are its future implications, to what extent it can do what and all damages, this we don't know as of now, because access itself, if you see, it's very restricted. Clear? Anthropic launched Project Glasswing as a cyber security initiative focused on securing critical software systems and identifying vulnerabilities before malicious actors exploit them. So, Anthropic came out with Claude AI tool, whereby which they can detect bugs which human beings couldn't detect. But then there is a risk in it. What is the risk? Claude can actually exploit and bring changes to your whole program where they can tap into it. So solution also Anthropic brought. And what is the solution they brought? That is Project Glasswing. This will ensure that your critical infrastructure, whatever is there, that is your websites, your cyber security domain, whatever is there, that will be protected from any exploitation. Clear? Taking it further forward, Project Glasswing brought together more than 40 technology companies, cybersecurity firms, and open source maintainers. Initiative included organizations such as Amazon Web Services, Apple, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Google, JP Morgan Chase, Linux Foundation, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks. Project Glasswing operates with a budget of $100 million for scanning global software code bases and identifying vulnerabilities. Initiative aims to notify developers, support open source software maintenance, and strengthen cyber security resilience across critical systems. Anthropic committed $2.5 million to the Open Source Security Foundation and Alpha Omega Initiative. Anthropic also committed $1.5 million to the Apache Software Foundation. Verified open source developers were offered free access to Claude subscription under the initiative. Public access to Claude Mythos preview remains restricted and is primarily distributed through selected partner organizations. No Indian firms were listed among the initial Project Glasswing partners. Indian firms may still indirectly benefit from vulnerability patches applied across shared global technology stacks. Custom-built proprietary systems developed by Indian firms may remain vulnerable to advanced vulnerability detection methods. Bottom line is just this much. That means from 1990s, we can basically say www. The whole internet, etc. started booming. And India started playing catch-up. We did not create any software. We did not create anything. Instead, what we created were employees. Cheap employees. Because any dollar, when you convert it into Indian rupee, it became a huge amount. And this promised as the most secure career in the 90s. They always say, see, there is a thing called as to be at the right place at the right time. So in the 90s, whoever became a software engineer, whoever passed out of IIT, NIT, etc., they went on to make millions and millions in dollars itself. In dollars itself. Got the point? So at that point of time, we were not creating anything. We were only churning out what? Engineers. This continued, this glorious day continued at least till 2008, when the Great Recession occurred. This is when, for the first time, IT sector took a hit. The vulnerability of the IT sector became very, very evident here, because if a company shuts down its operations in USA, engineers in India gets fired, will lose their job. Until then, this was not the scenario. Until then, it was very easy. You can start your own company. So back then, it was not called startups. You will start your own IT firm. That is how it was called. 3 or 4 engineers sitting in a room. They will take a flat for rent. 3, 4 people will be sitting there. Name is what, a company, etc. Because back then, no GST. So where is the company? Where is the owner? Owner, etc. will be sitting there in shorts and one t-shirt. They will all be sitting there from morning till evening, coding, with one cigarette in their mouth, probably pouring little bit of alcohol here and there, having a beer and doing all this work. They used to make money royally. All right. So this was the time period where I will tell you starting salary used to be back in 2000, when I was in engineering college, etc. 50,000, 60,000 used to be the pay package. The 50,000, 60,000, when I say it back then, means today, by today's terms, it simply means it's more than 1 lakh starting salary. Today, to even reach 1 lakh, you need 4 to 5 years experience, until and unless you are passed out from some top colleges. So that used to be the thing. But 2008, it became very clear that if a company abroad shuts down its operations, Indian IT sector will get affected. However, IT as such continued to have a traditional role. Which is what? You will code, you will make the code for the software as per the demands of the customer. You will find bugs for it. You will maintain it. Because it is all software, you will always constantly have to update the software. So you will need a dedicated IT team for it. So still the IT jobs were having some amount of security. Okay, IT sector means still some security is there. Now that has been completely disrupted in the year 2026 thanks to the company called Anthropic. That will be able to code, that will be able to detect bugs. Even plant bugs. They can make changes in the code according to the point where they will easily be able to hack into your system. This is the evolution now. So what it means is we are going to witness even more loss of jobs in the IT sector. IT sector is going to see a lot of firing. Not just IT sector, almost every major sector. Almost every major sector you are going to see it. Back in the good old days, if you remember, to even have a website, to create your own website used to be a costly affair. Today, website can be created even by me, thanks to all the AI tools that are available. That is the beauty of it. So IT sector as a sector or as a platform or as a sector for employment generation, those days are gone. We are basically going to see a decline in job opportunities for in the IT field. Got the point here? Vyuti S. Panikar, Ade from Kerala. Pharma sector. Yeah. Government digital infrastructure system in India, including platforms such as Aadhaar and GST network, operate partly on older software code bases and may contain undetected vulnerabilities. Security preparedness across government digital systems varies across ministries and states. India's information technology sector relies extensively on foreign software platforms while simultaneously developing proprietary systems and software services. Early identification and patching of vulnerabilities, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing. The point is, see, so the new software is able to detect all those vulnerabilities which are like 26 years old, 17 years old, etc. Bugs or vulnerabilities which were never thought of before. Got the point here? So obviously, even Indian companies, Indian bases like GST system, Aadhaar card, etc., all these will be having vulnerabilities. So should we jump in immediately and take the services of Claude? No. We will have to do a wait and watch approach, which is exactly what the Indian government is doing. Clear? Proprietary means like an ownership. Ownership it is. So proprietary software means ownership based software. That means you'll have to pay money for using it. Most AI companies, including Anthropic, are currently not profitable and continue to incur high operational expenditure. That is the beauty of this. Just like the OTT platforms, what we have Amazon, Netflix, Geo, Hotstar, Z, whatever is out there, none of these OTT platforms are having a profit margin. They are all running at a loss. It will take time for them to actually make money. Same thing applies for all the ChatGPT, Gemini, all the tools that are out there. They are not running at profit. That is the beauty here, because more and more AI tools, as it keeps popping up, people are like, why should I subscribe? Why should I pay money and buy this? Today, Claude software, Anthropic has come up with this Claude large language model, which will be able to detect the vulnerability. If one AI company or an AI tool has come out now, how long do you think somebody out there, maybe China itself, will say, "Arey, we will do this for free. Here, this is the software. This is how you can detect the bug. This is how you can rectify the bug. Chalo, this is for free. I'm putting it out there." That is what they did with DeepSeek. DeepSeek literally made what? Anybody can develop an AI tool. DeepSeek is also an AI tool, just like ChatGPT, Gemini. But how is it different from ChatGPT and Gemini? We don't know what is the source code of ChatGPT or Gemini. I don't know. But of DeepSeek, which is China's AI tool, anybody knows. What is the advantage there? Once you know what is the coding to, how to write the code for AI tool, once I have the original code, now I can use it to make any form of AI tool. Any AI tool can be made out of it. Got the point here? See, proper word meaning and all, if you're asking, I don't have any issues. All right, that you can ask. But when you ask something, ensure that somebody had asked something very random, not you. That is why I'm telling you. How is Indian software to detect? How is Indian soft to detect companies? As in, I didn't understand that question only. Google acquired Israeli cybersecurity company Wiz in a deal valued at $32 billion. The acquisition became the largest purchase in Google's corporate history. Wiz developed cloud security systems for detecting vulnerabilities and configuration risks in cloud infrastructure environments. Google Cloud and Wiz announced plans for an AI-driven cybersecurity platform integrating threat intelligence, security operation, and cloud security monitoring. So more and more companies, even the traditional companies and the new companies, they are all investing in how to ensure that their software, their data, everything is well protected. Clear? Government job aspirants will increase more. Absolutely right, Suman. More and more people will come into UPSC. That is guaranteed. Just read. This is about what each company has done. That level of nitty-gritty detailing you don't require in your answer. If at all a question is asked, it will be mostly on these lines. Like I have showed you the timeline here, on these lines only it will be asked. How it will affect India's IT sector, etc. So IT sector, if it starts bleeding, what it also means is, so what is the advantage of the IT sector in our country? It is through the IT sector that we earn dollars. Foreign currency, because all these IT engineers in our country, ultimately they are working for whom? They are working for companies which are there in USA, Europe, etc. So whatever little bit of dollars that were coming in from USA, Canada, European Union, Singapore, Australia, all these foreign currencies that were coming into our country, that is going to stop. Many of the IT engineers who are sitting and staying abroad, they will also lose their job. You will not lose your job only if you are ready to be flexible and adaptable to the changing time. But again, how many people will actually sit and adapt themselves or, update themselves? And even if you have adapted and updated also, what is the guarantee that you will get a job again in the current market that is there in the world? So that means, in other words, we are going to see a lot of unemployment picking up. Rupee depreciation can happen again because there are no more dollars to come into the country. Unemployment, when I say again, will this really affect the government? Not to a great extent. Why? Because this unemployment that we are talking about here, this is largely to do with what? Less than 10% of the workforce. Because in India, more than 90% of the workforce is in the informal sector. But yeah, this unemployment that will start. So for example, if I'm an IT engineer and I lose my job, so I will no more keep a maid. I will no more stay in a very big bungalow in Bangalore. I'll probably pack my bags and go to my rural hometown or wherever it is. Got the picture here? So it will have a cascading effect in the economy. Cascading means one after the other. So IT sector loses its job. It is not that other sectors will remain completely protected. No. IT sector loses its job. It will have a cascading effect. Starting point will be the urban areas and urban cities, where people will slowly start leaving all their posh flats, etc. They will leave it or they will sell it and they will move out of the cities. Clear? Oof. I've already taken that topic, so just read it. So Gaganyaan now. Women unemployment first is in Kerala. All are preparing for PSC or SSC. Lavanya Venugopal. When it comes to unemployment rate, Kerala actually, I think, is number 1 in the country. Highest level of unemployment is there in the state of Kerala, as far as I remember it. Not if it is not number 1, at least it should be in the top 3 or top 5. So it is only a natural corollary that unemployment of men in Kerala and women in Kerala will be at the highest level. Acquisition means to acquire, to buy, to give money and acquire a company completely, buy out a company. Any job, Abhay Jadon, any job where you don't have a permanent salary, you don't have any social security protections, that is, you don't have pension, you don't have any provident fund, you don't have any medical insurance, nothing. All that will come under informal sector. Even daily wage laborers, all that are informal sector. Carpenters, coolies, auto rickshaw drivers, all these are informal sector. So coming to Gaganyaan here. So Gaganyaan actually, now what is the whole concept of it? Again, you can read it from the PDF. Once again, I'm telling to the YouTube community, in the description section, you will find the link to this PDF. Explanation I have given. This image is also available there. You can look at the image over there. Now the fact is, so this right here, that is your Gaganyaan. That is your crew module, what you call. Crew module means it will have a shape like this. Inside this only you will have your astronaut. And at what speed will it be traveling? It will be entering the earth at a speed of 7,800 meters per second. Yes, that high velocity. And as you make the re-entry, what is happening there? There is an atmosphere drag. There is a drag force. That is, you are trying to break in through the Earth's atmosphere. So it will generate a lot of heat. This can cause friction. This can cause mechanical vibrations. All of that will be there. Now it is important that as it starts coming down further and further, maybe at a distance of 12 kilometer. 12 kilometer means 12,000 meters above the ground level. At that ground level, parachutes are deployed. Why parachutes are deployed? To reduce the speed. Then you reduce the speed and you ensure that this crew module, you will navigate it. You will basically, it is not that it is simply freely falling onto the surface of the earth. No. You will navigate it and make it fall in such a way that it falls on water, not on ground. Ground means at this velocity when it is coming in, it will actually crash. It will actually crash, killing the people inside. Or injuring them at least in very bad manner. With the parachutes, what is the advantages? And with the guidance system, what you have, you can land it on water. Once it lands on water, what is the buoyancy? Water will be able to absorb the momentum of the crew module. And then Indian Navy will go pull out the astronauts out of it. That is what is being represented here. Clear? The other things like, why can't parachutes alone can't slow below 2 meters per second efficiently? So safe landing velocity, if you are trying to land the crew module in land, you should bring it to 1 to 2 meters per second. That much you should reduce it, the speed. If you are landing it on water, it can be up to 7 to 9 meters per second. That is still achievable. The drag force that we are talking about, drag force, why parachutes alone can't slow below 2 meters per second efficiently is because drag force is directly proportional to the area and the square of the velocity. That means area of the crew module and velocity of the crew module. Both matters here. More the area, more the velocity, more will be the force with which it is coming down. So that is not easy to control. Other Chinese as well as Russian crew modules, they have rockets again, reverse rockets, which will, fire it in the opposite direction. So something is falling at a high speed. You fire it in the opposite direction, what will happen? You can reduce the speed. Got the point here? Let us say this is coming down at a high speed. The force is in this direction. But if I apply a counter force in the opposite direction, what happens? I can reduce the velocity considerably well. Then I can land it anywhere I want. For that, I can use small rockets for that. Small rockets, small boosters for that. Clear? So a green, once it lands finally, it will give out a green smoke. From that green smoke, you can basically give out your visibility. Lights, everything will start blinking. Then after splash, they will come and rescue you. That is the bottom line. So splashdown, parachute release and flotation, location and tracking, securing the module, recovery and crew extraction. That is the idea here. Clear? Fast breeder reactors. Now, fast breeder reactors were brought in the context of India's 3-stage nuclear program. First thing to understand here is this was an idea given by Dr. Homi Bhabha. Alright, Dr. Homi Bhabha, he gave this idea in the 1950s. What was his idea here? The idea is basically for 3 stages are there in nuclear reaction. That is what he said. We'll keep 3-stage nuclear reactions. In the first stage, whatever nuclear material you use, you will get certain byproduct. That byproduct, what you get here. For example, if you look at the diagram here, you can see natural uranium, heavy water. All right, these three will be used in stage 1 as fuel, primary raw material, you can call it. Once energy, everything is generated, electricity is generated, it will produce this as a wastage, plutonium 239. That is produced like a nuclear waste. That is the byproduct you get. One of the major headache with any nuclear reactor is when you get this byproduct, the nuclear waste finally, what will I do with it? Because this waste again, this is not so strong enough to generate electricity, but this is strong enough to cause cancer. So burying it or disposing it is not at all easy. But Homi Baba came with a very good solution. And what was the solution? Okay, this we are using primarily. So we will generate plutonium 239 as a byproduct. Utilize this as the fuel for the second stage. So observe here, natural uranium that is available plenty. In plenty it is available. In earth, on earth, it is easily available. Heavy water, that is also available. Zircalogy fuel bundle, that is also available. In other words, for any of these three, you don't have to depend on a foreign country or a foreign company. You get plutonium 239 as byproduct. The second stage, see, you use plutonium 239 as the raw material again. So the waste generated from here is the fuel for second stage. Got the point here? Again, you use uranium 238, which is again, or thorium 232. Thorium is available in the monazite sands of Kerala, which is also naturally available. Again, you don't have to depend on a foreign country. Sodium coolant. What is the byproduct? Electricity you get? You get uranium 233. That uranium 233 again you are going to use in the third stage, where finally you get minimal waste. Very less waste you get finally in this. So why this whole fast breeder reactor came in use? Because in the first stage you are using pressurized heavy water reactor. This is the model he gave. First stage you are using pressurized heavy water reactor. And this is where we were. Only stage 1 we have achieved so far. Homi Baba gave this idea when? 1950. Till 2026 March or in the beginning of April, we were still in stage 1 only. Stage 2, stage 3 we have not yet started. Stage 2 what it is? Fast breeder reactor. Fast breeder reactor has achieved criticality. What is criticality in a nuclear reactor? Criticality in a nuclear reactor simply means the nuclear reaction is self-sustaining now. Manually, I don't have to increase it, decrease it, nothing I have to do. Now, once that reaction has started, it will continue to give me electricity for another 20-25 years. That means India has entered from first stage, now we have entered into the second stage. That means we have found a way to convert this plutonium into electricity and uranium U-233. How long will it take us to start the third stage? At least 20 to 30 years, because that is the lifespan of a nuclear reaction. It will take 20 to 30 years. It will take 20 to 30 years to generate U-233. Only then we can enter into what? The third stage. So that will take time. Heavy water and hard water are different. Heavy water is like an isotope of hydrogen, deuterium, D2O. Instead of H2O, it is D2O. Hard water means it contains heavy metals, not heavy metals, heavy salts like calcium salts, magnesium salts, etc. No, that is because you are not understanding it. This sort of a system, it is not there in any part of the world. It is not there. And the final output, whatever you get here, it is minimal wastage, better fuel utilization, low long-term nuclear wastage. That means if this really starts going around, really starts doing its work, this will take 20 to 30 years for this one nuclear reactor to run and to give us plutonium. Then this will take also another 30 years. This will take another 30 years. That means It will take 100 years easily for this wastage to come in the place, come in picture. Are you getting the point here? There is a very good chance that in our lifetime, we are not going to witness this. The so-called nuclear waste generating, and we are all worried, oh my God, is nuclear waste ke saath, what will we do? That is not going to happen. That is the point here. And this system it is not there anywhere. And the biggest advantage for us is the entire thing can be sourced from India. Clear? Visibility is very less. Ayushi, that is why I told you there is a PDF link in the description section. There is a PDF. Download it. The same image is there. Clear? See, IAS is the target, but this basically covers all the important news from 16th of April to 25th of April. It covers all the important news which you will be needing for any exam. What happiness do these people get by spamming the YouTube section? This is the explanation of it. You can go through it. Cold spark technology. Why this cold spark technology came in news? This is again to do with firecrackers. Now, traditional firecrackers, we always know that traditional firecrackers, why do we love it? For the noise and the color. And especially in the state of Kerala, where festivals of temples are held in such vigor. Like people will come, it's a celebration. Not like the temples in North India and all. Temples in North India, it is maximum I have seen. It is Ram Ram, Jayanti, Jai Shri Ram Ji ki, Jai Mata Di ki, all these prayers, etc. You will chant. Maybe they will light some diyas, put it through the river, etc. In Kerala, it is an altogether different story. Firecrackers, elephants, big crowd, big festival, clothes, toys, literally everything gets sold there. It's like imagine Amazon festival, but in the real world, not in virtual world. Very recently, there was a major firecracker incident in which lots of people got killed. So the alternative people are talking about, and that alternative is cold spark technology. What is that basically? Cold spark technology was suggested as a noiseless alternative to traditional fireworks. Cold spark technology uses fine granulated metal alloy powders made of titanium and zirconium. Titanium and zirconium powder, alloy, powdered form they use. Technology produces light through a rapid exothermic reaction when the heated powder reacts with oxygen in the air. Cold spark devices create sparkler-like visual effects without explosive combustion and with minimal noise. A cold sparkler device contains a heater and a fan. The heater increases the activation energy of the alloy powder. So the heater's purpose is to increase the temperature where the powder will start getting heated. And the moment it gets exposed to oxygen, it starts giving out the spark. And you have a fan. The fan blows the heated powder out of the device. Traditional sparklers can reach temperatures of around 1200 degrees Celsius. This you can read. But I will tell you now where it is. If I show it to you, you will understand. This you would have seen. This is there these days now in almost all the major weddings, etc. When the dulhan and the dulha has to come into the wedding hall, they generally use this. And generally it just makes one that's it. There is no dhadak. That sound is not there. This is actually a cold spark technology. So the advantage it is in any closed room, auditorium, etc. You can aramse use it. There is no risk of explosion here. Because titanium and zirconium are not basically any exploding powders or as such. You are heating it, you are exposing it to oxygen, sparks will fly out. That's it. Got the idea here? Trishur, correct. Lavanya. Gene therapy and genetic engineering. See, gene therapy is something where we know that this is basically biotechnology. By bringing in altering By altering the faulty genes, many diseases can be cured. Thalassemia, sickle cell anemia. You can do that actually. So most of the time, this genetic diseases, especially genetic disorders, are generally passed on from the parent to the offspring. Generally. So for example, some actresses, etc., if you Google also, if their mothers died, their mother had died because of breast cancer, there is a very good chance that it will get passed on to the girl daughter. There is a very good chance for it. So like that, some diseases are there which are passed down from parent to the offspring. Why? Because both the parent and the offspring, they are basically so sometimes what happens is this is supposed to be the normal DNA. But one area will be there where that faulty DNA is present. That faulty DNA is present. Now, how to rectify this? That is where gene therapy comes into picture. So, for example, you will all be familiar with this word, gene editing, especially using CRISPR Cas9. What it basically does is, it has this molecular scissor. Molecular scissors, which simply means almost looking like a real scissor only. Okay. Imagine like a real scissor, which knows the exact location where that faulty DNA is there. It will go over there and cut this portion out. Cut it out. That's it. Then what will happen? Once this portion is cut out, body has the ability to heal itself. That is the reason why we take upavas, someday we do fasting, etc., so that the body can recover itself naturally. That is the main idea behind it. That is the science behind it. Recovery, it is called. The recovery process is available even here. So you cut this portion out, what happens? The recovery occurs, and eventually that faulty DNA, that what used to be there, or that part of the DNA that was faulty, that gets rectified. Now what happens to the subsequent generations? The faulty DNA is not transferred. So these changes you can make. Generally, gene editing is allowed for somatic cells. Somatic cells means well-developed cells. Gene editing is not allowed for germline cells. What do you mean by germline cells? Sperm, ovum, ovaries, inside the ovaries. There you are not supposed to do this gene editing. Why? What if tomorrow, let us say, people want, okay, I want my son to have Shah Rukh Khan's hair, Hrithik Roshan's body, Salman Khan's attitude. It can lead to any of these two. Cas9 is an enzyme, correct? Got the point here? So, it can lead to these two things. That is why gene editing for sperm and ovum, it is not allowed. Whereas for any other part of the body, developed part of the body, it is still okay. However, even though technology has developed to this level today, in India, if you see generally, there is a negative perception towards genetically modified food crops. For genetically modified food crops, there is no acceptance come what may. Genome engineering may broadly be divided into human, plant, and microbial engineering. Public acceptance and concerns differs across these sectors. Genetic engineering of germline cells, such as sperm and egg cells, is prohibited in most countries. Engineering of somatic cells, which do not pass genetic changes to future generations, is legally permitted and used in medical treatment. Certain cancer treatments involve engineering patient immune cells to attack cancerous cells. CAR-T therapy, you call it. So that CAR-T therapy basically means using my body's immunity. All right, re-engineering my body's immunity, re-engineering it, and sending it back into my body to fight against cancer cells. That is CAR-T therapy today. Even that is considered to be one of the best ways to deal with cancer. Very low side effects. Clear? Religious concerns. It's nothing to do with religious. Gene therapies are being explored for diseases such as sickle cell disease, thalassemia, muscular dystrophy, and Huntington's disease. Major limitations for gene therapies include high research costs, safety concerns, long development timeline, and market factors. There is limited public opposition to somatic cell engineering for medical treatment. In US and Canada, most maize, soybean, cotton, and canola production uses genetically engineered plants. India, yes, cotton, BT cotton, that is allowed, but not the rest. These genetically engineered crops are designed mainly for pest resistance and herbicide resistance. Genetically modified crops grown in North America are exported globally, including Europe and India. That is the biggest irony here. We don't grow genetically modified crops, food crops inside India. We don't allow it to be grown. But we are importing genetically modified food into our country. Clear? India and many European countries do not permit large-scale cultivation of genetically modified crops. Europe imports a significant share of animal feed from genetically modified crops produced in the America. Animal feed means what you give to animals to eat. Clear? Animal protein is being included. Raja Durga, are you really serious? It is not animal protein. Nothing to do with animal protein. So what is BT brinjal? Bacteria thuringiensis. Then brinjal. You are combining the two. And then you are getting BT brinjal out of it. If you are talking about bacteria being a protein, bacteria is present. Bacteria is an animal. Bacteria is present even inside your large intestine. Then that's just, I don't know. Concerns regarding genetically modified crops include food safety, environmental effects, monoculture. Monoculture means growing a single crop. Reduced biodiversity and concentration of market power among seed companies. Genetically modified crops have been cultivated and consumed for several decades. Monoculture and concentration of seed markets also existed before the development of genetically modified crops. This is actually a reality. This is not something which has come because of what is it? Genetically modified crop. Monoculture's biggest example in our country itself, if you see, rice, wheat, sugarcane. These are the three main components which every farmer wants to grow. Why? Because they are supported by MSP. And these are the three components what almost all the Indians will consume on a regular basis. Got the picture here? So there is no point to telling that genetically modified crops will lead to monoculture. We have a monoculture based agriculture system in our country. Paddy, wheat and sugarcane. Concentration of seed markets. Again, it is true. High yielding variety of seeds of paddy, wheat, etc. That is again, those seeds are again sold, or they are actually sold by very few selected companies who have the monopoly over it. Green revolution itself led to what? Monoculture. Excessive dependence on chemical fertilizers, etc. Excessive dependence on water. Clear? See, question how it will get framed. It is like with biotechnology, always, how can biotechnology help farmers? Biotechnology is application in health sector. That is how the question can generally come as far as mains is concerned. Prelims means any one word, any sentence from this, they can pull it out. Even this one simple sentence here, Europe imports a significant share of animal feed, which is basically from genetically modified crops produced in the USA. That can come as a statement itself in prelims. See, they are not being allowed to grow because the fear of the unknown. Whether it will create any massive environmental defect, whether it will affect the health in the long run, these are some of the concerns. And especially in a country where more than 50% of the population are dependent on agriculture, one wrong move, one wrong product, one wrong crop can literally wipe out major areas in the village or major part of the population in the country. And agricultural sector is a major vote bank for every political party. Anything happens there, that's it. People will not forgive you for the rest of your political life, whatever is there. Clear? Green revolution increased crop yields through selective breeding without laboratory genetic engineering. Synthetic biology and biotechnology are increasingly used in pharmaceutical production, which is again true. You are artificially producing whatever the body used to produce naturally, like insulin, etc. The same thing you are producing it in labs these days. Insulin is produced using recombinant DNA technology. Artemisinin, which is an anti-malarial compound, can now be produced through engineered microbes instead of extraction from plants. Synthetic biology is also used for vaccine production, disease diagnosis, and development of biologics, such as engineered antibodies and proteins. Biologics, it actually means creating those compounds which mimics the natural compound. That means antibodies. Antibodies are naturally produced in your body, correct? But you can also produce it in a lab, which will behave like your own antibody. Proteins produced in the body naturally, but again you can produce it or manufacture it inside the lab, correct? Biologics are used in treatment of cancers and other diseases. The drug semaglutide, used in Ozempic and Wegovy, is produced using synthetic biology methods in baker's yeast. Can anybody tell me what is this drug used for? Semaglutide. I already answered that, Meenakshi. Some specialized genetically modified crops have been developed that cannot produce fertile seeds. Zuko Heri, that reason I will tell you. If I am a company, okay, if I am a company, I am producing a genetically modified crop. I'll give you the seed. You are the farmer, I'm giving you the seed. Okay. The plant naturally produces seeds again. Then my company will go bankrupt in no time. Why? Because you only need to buy it from me once. Then the plant will produce it. I don't want that to happen. Once your harvesting season is over, if you want to sow it again Again, you want to start with the sowing season, you will have to come back to me to purchase it. That is the next thing. That means you will perpetually be indebted to me. Perpetually, that is forever. Whenever you have to grow a crop, you will have to come to me and buy the seed. Got the picture here? Very good. Diabetes, weight loss, and in diabetes. That is the point. Semaglutide actually helps in quick weight loss because it mimics the natural protein in the human body, and it will actually help in weight loss. But the problem with that is when it does the weight loss, you will also end up losing muscle mass. Good. The natural version of semaglutide in the human body breaks down within minutes, while the synthetic version remains active for weeks. Many biotechnology innovations originated from startups and later expanded through collaboration with larger companies. Because of India's multiple rules like this, where they don't encourage many of the biotech products here, or the encouragement is not enough, we have very poor startups in this country which works on these type of components or chemicals. Overly restrictive regulation can reduce innovation and scientific experimentation. Weak regulation can also create risks by allowing unsafe technologies to develop without adequate oversight. The Soviet Union experienced major setbacks in biology and agriculture under the influence of Trofim Lysenko, who rejected core principles of genetics. Life sciences increasingly combine genome data with computational analysis to generate new scientific discoveries and innovations. Genome data. Genome data simply means the DNA data basically. So if I get to know the DNA of all the Indians in the country, if I know what is their DNA, what are the diseases that we are most prone to, I can easily make what medicines, bring treatments, etc. exclusively for it. Even to an extent, I can even grow crops to the design crops in such a way that it will take care of the health problems of Indians. Very good, Abba. They can be grown by some hormones and chemicals by scientists. See, ultimately, you must understand one thing. Chemicals, hormones, all they inject, who is consuming it? We are the ones consuming it. What if it causes some permanent damage? That is the fear. That is the main fear, reason for fear now. What if it causes a permanent damage, which we don't know about? Got the logic here? Functioning of infrared and diode. This entire article is basically about how this infrared functions. Now, what is this infrared? It is an electromagnetic wave. So, I told this earlier also in one of my earlier classes. Gandhi bought a SUV. In the month of September. Tell a lie. Where G stands for gamma. S and the wait a minute. Wait a minute. It is not SUV. It is XUV. When I forgot my own. X-ray. Ultraviolet. This is visible rays. Visible rays means your entire VIBGYOR. I stands for infrared. Micro. Short wave. Television. Audio wave. Long wave. This is the decreasing order of frequency. Decreasing order of frequency means gamma ray has the highest frequency. means it is the most damaging. It can actually cause changes to your DNA. Gamma rays are generally released in nuclear reactions. The next in danger comes X-ray, which again, not as strong as gamma, but repeated exposure to X-ray, even that can cause cancer. Ultraviolet ray, UV ray, we know. Same thing, UV rays also can cause cancer, especially people who are in Australia, etc. Generally, they will have to wear all sorts of sunscreen before stepping out during the summer season. That is during the December month. They have to wear all the sunscreen lotion because the UV rays that hits them there, that is enough to cause skin cancer. Next comes visible rays. Visible rays, you have violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. After that, you get infrared rays. Now, this infrared rays is what is responsible for heating. The greenhouse effect, etc., that we talk about, that is infrared ray. Your clothes gets dried in the dried when you put it outside, that is infrared ray. The heat right now that is emitted out by my body as well as every other object here, the light, the tube light, the camera, the TV, the CPU, that means anything, any machine that is running, any living body, they all emit what? Infrared rays. After that comes the microwave, which is literally the microwave that is there inside your microwave oven. All right. Then you have short waves, television waves, audio wave, long range waves. Microwave, as many people will think, microwave, it's also very, dangerous. No, it is not dangerous. It can change the DNA. Absolutely not. People say that it is ionizing. Ionizing means it can alter your DNA. No, none of that. How does a microwave oven function? It will emit out microwaves. That microwave will actually boil the water molecules present in the food. That water molecules are vaporized. And that is the reason why when you take it out, outside it may not seem that hot. Let us say you took a samosa from the fridge. You put it inside a microwave. 1 minute you put it. You take it out, you will not feel. Outside it doesn't feel that hot. You take a bite, you can start singing in Hindustani music or Carnatic music. Because inside it will be that hot. Because the microwave will penetrate inside and heat the water molecules present inside. Same samosa, you put it on a frying pan and put it on the stove. Outside will become very, very hot. You take the first bite, you can still feel what? Inside it is still cold. Why? Because the heat is yet to reach the deepest part of the samosa. Got the point here? This is a repeated question, especially in NDA, CDS, state service exams. It's a repeated question. Clear? Microwaves? No, microwaves cannot cause cancer. Microwaves cannot cause cancer. Because you are not putting your hand or your mouth or your stomach, you are taking it out and putting it inside. Ha bhaiya, pakao or pakao. No, that is not what you are doing. You are only heating up the food there. And how are you doing it? The water molecules. Water molecules present inside the food. That is the one that is vibrating there, and that's it. Nothing else other than that. And again, look at the hierarchy here. Microwave comes after visible ray, after infrared ray. Now this infrared ray, where is it present? It is also present inside this remote control also. Infrared is present. I am going on using this. So ideally, infrared also should cause cancer then. Because we are remote. Who doesn't use a remote? Which household doesn't have a remote? Every household today uses a remote. And it is always lying there. You're always switching on the TV, switching off the TV. You're switching on your AC. All that is infrared radiation. So by now you should have got cancer after cancer. No. Microwave, it is has even more lesser frequency than that. It cannot cause cancer. No. No. Infrared cannot cause cancer. Excessive use of electronics also cannot cause cancer because there is no study conducted or no way to know about it. No way to know, because these so-called emissions or radiations are so low that it will not affect our body. It won't affect our body. It does not have that power to affect our body. Otherwise, see, we are already... See, if you look at it, our generation is literally surrounded by electronics. By now, if this was true, means we all should be sitting inside some oncology department, all taking treatment for cancer. That is not the reason. Cancer can come due to multiple reasons: lifestyle and food and your DNA. These three things, these are the main culprits here. Electronics is very low in that order. Then house sorrow. House sir means what, sir? What house, sir? Ali 0215. Plastic cause cancer. Plastic can cause cancer. Definitely, yes. So that is that article about. You can read it. Nothing great is there inside it. Other than that, how infrared is used in automated washing machine. I mean, not automated washing machine. Sensors on door, automatic door, mall, automatic pipe in wash basins inside the airport. You don't have any tap to open it, turn it on and turn it off. You just put your hand. So what happens? Infrared radiations are reflected. When you put your hand, what happens is you're reflecting the IR. Immediately the circuit gets closed, pipe opens. You remove your hand from there, it gets closed. That's it. Gamma rays are used in chemotherapy. That is dangerous. Definitely it is dangerous. See, chemotherapy, when you take and when you use gamma radiations, that is what happens there. It not only burns the cancer cells in your body, it will even burn the healthy cells around it. You cannot tell the gamma rays, hello, only target this one area. No, when it starts burning, it will burn the surrounding areas also. Gamma rays are harmful. Who said it is not? That is why I told you, right? It is the most damaging. Parkinson's disease. This again, we had discussed it very briefly last time. So Parkinson's disease again, like I told you, April is observed as Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month to promote early diagnosis, treatment and support for patients and caregivers. Parkinson's disease is a progressive neurodegenerative disorder that mainly affect movement and body control. What microplastic does, is it also cause skin cancer? See, microplastic, whether it will cause skin cancer, stomach cancer, lung cancer, etc., we don't know. Bottom line is, it is a foreign component that is inside your body. And if your immunity, if your body is very strong, sometimes it can lie there till the day you die. It will not cause any trouble. If you carry a DNA which is slightly supportive of cancerous growth, you need not require microplastic. Even if you keep drinking Pepsi, Cola every day, that is also sufficient for that cancerous growth to trigger. Got the point here? What is cancer? Cancer simply means uncontrolled division of the cell, which can happen due to temperature, which can happen because of pollution, which can happen because of the food that you eat, which can happen because of the cigarette that you smoke or the alcohol that you drink. There is no way to know about this. Getting the point here? So many people will say, I was not drinking, I was not smoking. Why did I get cancer? Because you were taking ketchup, or you were eating kebabs, you were taking samosa. You are somebody who always preferred deep oil fried items. You need not drink and smoke alone to get cancer. Cancer can come through any format. Understand that very clearly. So to stay away from chemicals, okay, I shouldn't eat any chemicals means literally, like we have discussed in, I think, last week's class only. You have to say no to all Pepsi, Cola products. You shouldn't eat samosas from outside, kebabs from outside, Manchurian from outside. You should stop taking ketchup and mayonnaise. Literally, it would mean that you cannot eat anything then. Not even chocolates, not even biscuits. That is the bottom line. Understand that very clearly. Alcohol and cigarette, if you take, what is the advantage? Now you can say when you get cancer, because I had alcohol, I got it. Because I had cigarette, I got it. You know, this is the cause, this is the effect. But with the junk and jamad that you're eating right now, there is no way to predict it, because literally what are you doing? You're dumping chemicals into your body. That's it. You're not doing anything else. In fact, one simple fund I will tell you. Some of you will be there who is taking extremely good care of your teeth, like brushing twice in a day, morning, evening, etc. Even then you will be observing that your teeth is having some or the other issue. Maybe you are having poor gum health, or sometimes smell keeps coming out. People say, oh my god, your mouth is smelling. They keep telling it. And you also wonder what is wrong. I brush twice a day and still this is happening. Blame it on the food you eat. Because you're not eating food. You're not eating anything natural. You're just dumping chemicals. Got the picture here? So that is the bottom line. Cancer, so whatever we are eating currently, that can easily trigger cancerous growth. What will we eat? Anything that is cooked at home. Have vegetables, have fruits. Have meat, what is cooked at home. Whatever meat you want. Anything that is cooked at home, you can have. Bottom line is that. Don't eat anything from outside. Clear? So, Parkinson's disease affects your ability to control your limbs basically. So, first things first is you will start experiencing small spasms, small vibrations in the hand. Doctors state that delayed diagnosis remain a major challenge because symptoms are often ignored or misunderstood. Early identification and treatment can help manage symptoms and improve quality of life. According to Natasan Damodaran of Rela Hospital, awareness of Parkinson's disease has improved compared to 10 years ago. Many patients mistake hand tremors for tiredness or nerve weakness, causing delays in consulting neurologists. Tremors, these are called. That is vibrations you will keep getting. Truck, truck, truck vibrations. That is the starting point of this. So it is required that immediately you go and get it checked up, so that not that you can cure it. There is no effective cure for Parkinson's disease. Understand that very clearly. There is no cure. But its onset can be delayed. Through certain physiotherapy, exercise, etc. Slowly, the onset can be delayed. Dark chocolate causes cancer. If it doesn't contain dark chocolate, it will cause cancer, because most of the dark chocolates that are sold in India, it actually contains palm oil, not cocoa. Cocoa is not there. Cocoa is a plant which is easily dying thanks to global warming. Cocoa plantations, etc. are reducing in number. There are not that many cocoa plants in the world to supply our chocolate eating habits. So to compensate for that, they are using chemicals and they are using palm oil, putting color, etc., cocoa flavor and cocoa taste to it. But it is not original cocoa. And the price of original dark chocolate, which actually contains 70 to 80% cocoa in it, that costs a bomb. That is, a small slab of chocolate will come to some 2,000 to 3,000 rupees. See, vegetables have chemicals. Nobody is telling vegetables don't have chemicals. But the vegetables, you must understand one thing. Vegetables and fruits don't have fat in it. Got the point? What is the riskier part when you actually consume beef, pork, buffalo meat, whatever you want to talk, cow meat, that meat, this meat? What is the problem there? These cows, etc., they are also eating the fertilizer applied plants, etc., they are eating, correct? Whatever chemicals they are eating, that it goes and accumulates in the fat of the beef or in the cow or the buffalo. It gets accumulated there. That meat, when you are consuming, that chemicals goes into your body. You have a risk of getting cancer or some other health complication. Compared to that, when you take a goat or a chicken, smaller body, lesser fat, does not have that level of accumulation capacity. Got the logic here? Plants and fruits, when you take it directly, again, it does not have fat. The fat percentage in vegetables and apples or whatever you talk about, it is very, very less. And most of the time, if you notice, it is only in the outside surface that you have these chemicals. You put it in a salt and vinegar solution, or you just scrap out the outside skin, 90 to 99% of the chemicals gets wiped out. That is the bottom line. It is still much, much, much better than the option of what? Biscuit, chips, chocolate, whatever you're eating on a regular basis. Got the point here? Can homemade desi sabji with a lot of oil cause cancer? $1 million question. You're making it inside your home, then why are you using too much of oil? Oil, you have to reduce it. Don't cook anything excessively in oil. That is the point here. Okay, I understand you're a huge fan from diploma 3rd year. Any suggestions? I don't have any suggestions other than stop spamming the chat section. Putin have Parkinson. God Almighty knows. We'll have to ask Putin himself. The 3 main motor symptoms of Parkinson's diseases are tremors. Like I told you, you get these vibrations. You won't be able to control your own body. Slowness of movement and rigidity or muscle tightness. You'll be walking, overall body movement will be very slow, and rigidity. Muscles will be very tight also. Your flexibility will come down. Clear? Patients may walk slowly, perform daily activities slowly, or experience shaking of the hands. According to Vivek Iyer of Sims Hospital, Parkinson's disease usually affects people in the 5th or 6th decade of their life. That means especially post 50. Very rarely after 40 you will find. That is generally genetic cases, especially. Generally. Most of the times it's above 50. Important non-motor symptoms include constipation. That means not able to go. You're not having proper fecal release. Fecal matter is not getting released properly. Rapid eye movement, sleep behavior disorder. Patients with sleep behavior disorder may act out dreams or show violent movements during sleep. Non-motor symptoms can appear 10 to 20 years before motor symptoms develop. Non-motor symptoms. Motor symptoms means motor symptoms. When you say it is movement related, understand that clearly. So first symptoms that comes is non-motor. All this, violent jerking, violent movements in sleep, constipation, these are some of the symptoms. Slow, then after that, slowly, the movement part will start. Many patients do not seek neurological consultation when only non-motor symptoms are present, resulting in delayed diagnosis. Doctors state that the main goal of treatment is to maintain independence and improve quality of life. There is currently no cure for Parkinson's disease. Early detection treatment can slow disease progression and help control symptoms. Medicines are prescribed based on symptoms such as tremors, rigidity, and emotional disturbances. Deep brain stimulation is one surgical treatment available for Parkinson's disease. However, it may not be suitable for all patients. Stimulating the brain, because ultimately it is neural disorder. It is coming from the brain. So that is one method, but it is not advisable for all the patients. Wrong, sir. Age greater than 40. That is what I said, after 40. Okay, 5th decade means after 40. You are right. Okay, that is what you meant. Okay. 5th decade means 40 to 50. 6th decade means 50 to 51 to 60. It is an advanced technology that adjusts electrical stimulation in real time according to brain activity and patient symptoms such as tremors or stiffness. MR-guided focused ultrasound treatment is available in select centers in India for tremor-dominant Parkinson's disease and other tremor disorders. It is magnetic resonance guided. Support group are considered important for both patients and caregivers. According to Shubha Subramanian of Kaveri Hospital, support groups help patients discuss problems and access physiotherapy, psychotherapy, psychological counseling, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical exercise programs. That's it, bringing those people together, support groups together. Nice reading. Now explain. What do you want me to explain? Muhammad Ali is there. That is the best example for a Parkinson's disease. You will actually be moving like this. Later, the first symptoms, etc., will start from not being able to hold a basic pen also in your hand. You won't be able to hold a pen also in your hand. This grip also you will not get. Later, this will curl up. You won't be, your hands will become like this, stiff, and you'll be always moving around because your nervous system has gone completely down. You won't be able to control it, and there is no cure. I've already explained this in the last class. Stop acting like a smart aleck. No teacher actually can conduct any class without reading it from a material or without a PPT. Understand that very clearly. We are dealing with current affairs. Clear one exam na. This much of attitude is there means you're coming and teaching me, right? I at least attempted UPSC. What will you do? Inequity in higher education, the gap that persists. Now, this is the diagram or image format that I was talking to you about. Why do you need these images? These images are the ones that are going to become your fodder for your mains answer. So, for the polity and governance batch students of Titan and Pinnacle, this becomes important for us because we have just finished Article 15 and Article 16. Right to equal opportunities for employment and right against discrimination. So if you look at this data here, constitute mandates reservation 15% for SC, 7.5% for ST and OBCs. All right. But what we see is this is the constitutionally mandated level, whatever in black we see. Actual representation in central universities, if you see, it is very, very low. Everywhere, Group C, Group B, assistant professor, professor, everywhere from the lower caste, it is absolutely low. Bottom line is what? In spite of this reservation policy being in practice, its actual impact we are yet to see. Benefit we are yet to see. That means, in other words, proper words, in almost all the sectors what we witness is, general category is dominating. I know many people will find it offensive now. No, how is it possible? Reservation, etc. No, the reality is that take any job out there. This is with regard to central universities, the teaching, non-teaching job, who is dominating it. That's it. But otherwise, any sector you take, legislature, executive, judiciary, everywhere, general category is more dominant, represented in terms of numbers or percentages compared to OBC, SC or ST. That is the bottom line. So somewhere the whole reservation system is not actually leading to the so-called equitable benefit that we are expecting to see. Got the point here? Taking it further forward. Broadly close to mandated levels, UG, PG, MPhil, PhD. That is in terms of student representation from these categories, from SC, ST, OBC, that is there. That is achieved. But when it comes to non-teaching Group B, assistant professor, professors in central universities, we see what? A decline. A decline in what is from the constitutionally mandated levels, what is the limit? Less than that only, we find representation in these categories. Clear, people? Again, what are the complaints reported? Crimes against SC committed by others, 0.9%. Population share in India, SC, ST, others. One major data was there, yeah. Disposal rate for complaints related to SC and ST issues was around 90%. Disposal rate. What is disposal rate? You file a case, that is, let us say I'm from SC, ST, I filed a case, or this person hurt my caste or insulted me by my caste name. So like that, let us say 100 cases are there. 90 cases got disposed means case is closed. So it may look like what, oh, 90 cases got closed out of 100 means that's a good sign, correct? That they have listened to those cases and solved the cases. They have closed it fast. Conviction is delayed. Conviction is very less. That means if 100 cases are there, 100 cases have been filed, 90 cases have been, it's like closed now, shut now. Why? It's over. The trial or whatever, etc., everything is over. In that 90, if you see, how many got punished? Very, very, very less. In other words, because the conviction for crimes involving atrocities against SC and ST is very low in our country, it continues. That is, if I know, okay, if I do anything to an SC, ST, nothing is going to happen. Case, we will see it in court. It is okay. I will manage it. Because in court, evidence, etc. is needed. I will not leave any evidence. I will ensure that the whole family is butchered or the whole village is killed, which has happened inside India. Some villages in entirety has been wiped out. Because, okay, it was an SC village or an ST village. They have wiped it out entirely. Like how they say, Namo Nishan tak nahi hai. By next day morning when you go, it won't even look as if there were people living in that area. Like that they have massacred. But what was the punishment? Nothing. So automatically what happens? People are emboldened further to commit crimes against SC and ST. Got the point here? When people are going to raise, can the reservation be finished? Reservation cannot be finished until and unless equitable benefits reaches to every section of the society. Every section. See, can you say, simple question I will ask. When men come and ask me, sir, why are you not talking about men who are getting murdered in honeymoon, men who are getting murdered by their wife, men who have to pay alimony? I'll come to that part. So I have a logic for it. The same question I'll ask you people also. Has it stopped that somebody from SC, ST, alright, has it stopped in North India where somebody from SC, ST rides a horse because he's the groom, he has to go to his bride's house. Anna, you go to your bride's house, the groom will come in a horse. So in North India, generally, when anybody from SC, or even for that matter, sometimes even from OBC, when they go on a horse, what do the upper caste people do? They attack the horse. They will break the leg of the horse most of the time. The guy will be brought down on the ground. Half his head will be shaved, half his mustache will be taken. He's made to sit on a donkey. Black oil is poured over his head, and then they take him like that to the girl's house. Correct? Just because you are from SC, ST, you are raped, you are exploited, you are paid lesser wages. Just because you are from SC, ST. Case itself is not filed in a police station. Has that stopped? Has it stopped where if a guy from SC, ST falls in love with somebody from upper caste? I'm not saying literally from general category. Maybe it is from OBC also. But a guy falls in love with a girl from upper caste. He decides to elope with her. They go to city, they settle there. He calls his friends home. Wahan par kya hai? What is the scene there? Your wife's family came to your home. They raped your mother and your sister. Because you took away their daughter. So the punishment decided by the village was to save the family's honor, go and rape their mother, their sister, their women. I'm not telling some story from some Anurag Kashyap movie or some OTT web series that has got released or is going to get released in Netflix. This is what generally happens in this great country of ours. And the underlying factor behind all of that is what? Caste and caste alone, nothing else. Honor killings, murders, politics, power equations, power dynamics in village areas, the loan sharks, atrocities, crimes committed against women, crimes committed against children. At the heart of it, what is the underlying reason? Caste and caste alone. You are from the lower caste in a rural area, you are finished. As simple as that. There is no security, there is no cops, nothing. Because every village has their own rule. That is how they run things there. Exactly, Abhinav. Avivi hota hai. Exactly. Even the food is exactly. Tirunelveli honor killings, exactly. That is the point here. See, some aspects again, when people say Kerala, the literate state, blah, blah, blah. See, forget the literacy, that, this part, etc. You forget it. But one thing I know for a fact, I have told this earlier also. My brother, who is from OBC, married somebody from general category, and it was an arranged marriage. Do you think it is possible anywhere in any other part of this country? How many places in this entire country that can really happen is the question. Don't tell me metropolitan cities. That is different. Metropolitan cities, people of the same sex are staying together. Why? What is it? Lesbian, gay relationships are happening. That you leave aside. I am talking about a normal, inside a state, not from any major city, an arranged marriage happening between two different castes. Where no murder, nothing happened. Because it's perfectly normal. It has got completely normalized. For somebody to marry from an upper caste and a lower caste. And Thrissur is not a major city and all, like Kochi. Get the point here. Yes, Bharati Sharma, we have class every Saturday. Again, I am announcing PDF of this is available in the YouTube description. You can click on it and download it. And this is for all of you. The hidden cost of psychosocial risks at work, ILO. That is, more than 840,000 people die globally every year due to health conditions linked to psychosocial workplace risks. People are dying. Why? 45 million disability adjusted life years lost annually. Disability adjusted life years represent years lost because of illness, disability, or premature death. This is data given by International Labour Organization. Why? Toxic workplace. See, what has happened because of after COVID is work from home became a possibility. And work from office, that is a hybrid model, what is there currently, has clubbed both the things together, whereby which you'd never have an off time. You are logging in even before you enter your office. You're still logged in even after coming home. So you're literally working for 15-16 hours a day. Literally, you're not doing anything else. Sleep, forget it. Sleep is less, just like for 4-5 hours. And the struggle has become so real to the point where now it is very difficult for you to, if you don't work, you don't get the salary, it is difficult for you to survive. Getting the point here. Rakhi De, you don't do any preparation. You're unfit to be an officer because in spite of so many people telling you not to spam the YouTube section, you're still spamming it. Alright. You don't do anything. You don't do anything. That will be a service to humanity and mankind. Drop in GDP will be 1.37%. 35% of workers globally work for more than 48 hours per week. 48 hours. Not a big deal. Now, even if I take my schedule now, Monday to Saturday. Monday to Saturday, we are working. Now, people may say, what it is? It is only 3 hours. Sitting and preparing for this is not easy. This, you cannot tell ChatGPT, hey, home, ChatGPT, make an image. No. It will not happen like that. You will have to literally filter out all the data, pluck it up, design it. Only then this is going to come out. Got the point here? According to International Labour Organization, 23% of workers globally have experienced at least one form of workplace violence or harassment during their working life. Around 18% of workers globally experienced psychological violence. All right. Nasreen Lallu. Yeah. What are the factors? One is job strain, excessive demand and pressure with insufficient resources and support. That is there in every field today. Every field. Wait till you start working. That will be the day when you will feel like, why did I even get into this job? And trust me, it is there with every job. Very few people are there who are not complaining about their job. Very few people. Otherwise, everybody has one or the other complaint. Even Deepika Padukone has a complaint with whatever job schedule was there for that movie. Whatever Mr. Vanga Reddy was about to direct. Correct. If I am offered crores together, I'll be ready to work 24 hours also. But who knows? She's a mother. She has her reasons. But that is the point here. See, job strain is something which everybody will experience. It is left to you how you take it. Effort, reward, balance. You're putting that much of effort, but the reward what you finally get is peanuts. No increment or 5% increment, 10% increment. Job insecurity. Anytime you can lose your job. Long working hours. No family time, no gym time, nothing. Workplace bullying and harassment. Negative behaviors from workplace. Manager is constantly bullying, using absolutely pathetic language. One thing is that you will only find in Indian companies. That you will find only in Indian companies where they use this, all the Hindi, Galia, especially, I don't understand. You want to abuse somebody, you abuse that individual. Why will you drag their mother, their sister, and all that crap? Why they do, I don't understand. Anyway, beyond my comprehension, don't want to understand it also. But that is a reality. We have seen plenty of videos of managers abusing their subordinates, where they think it is their birthright to abuse people who are working as their subordinates. Clear? True. The invisible majority, the unequal reality. India's informal workforce accounts for around 90% of total employment. Regular wage or salaried employment remains low in urban areas. It is very, very true. You don't get regular jobs, etc. in urban areas. Most of it is freelancing. The Washington Consensus Framework. Okay. This Washington Consensus basically means it is basically to do with IMF and World Bank. So what does it simply mean is focus on reducing government's expenditure. So when governments, especially Indian government also, once it started focusing on reducing its expenditure, it literally stopped spending more on water, education, health, and environmental protection. I mean, look at any city of our great country. Which city has good water or good education or good health or affordable health, or for that matter, even good environment? Got the point here. Even when I say Bangalore is finished, all I have to do is visit Noida or Delhi, and then I feel, the city is still existing, means Bangalore can survive for another 30 years. Got the point here. Around 40% of urban poor live in slums. 30 to 50% of monthly income goes on rent and informal housing such as slums and chawls. Doesn't have sanitation facility. Around 60% of India's urban informal settlement are located in low-lying, flood-prone areas. So all this makes them very, very vulnerable. One case of health, like bad case of health, they go to a hospital, it will wipe out their savings, it will make them indebted. Worst case, they can become disabled, they can lose their life. So this, like, as you can see this image here, I purposefully ensured that there is a ghost, because these are like ghosts, the ghosts of our cities. Why? Because we don't know their name. We don't know who are they. We don't even know where do they stay or how do they live. So the other day when I went to a restaurant also, I saw one of the server. It's a restaurant where I go very frequently. Affordable, great food. So the server, the person who regularly comes to serve our table, I saw what was his dinner. So he's working from the afternoon. Okay, something like 12 o'clock he starts and it goes from 12 to 11 in the night. 12 to 11 in the night he goes, and his dinner was Sev Puri. That was his dinner. Dinner is, that is in the same restaurant. He is having Sev Puri as his dinner. It is not roti curry, it is not roti sabzi, it is not, rice and dal, nothing. He's working in that same restaurant. He is bringing us roti, curry, everything every day. But he settles only on save puri. Because he need to save that money to pay for his accommodation, and he need to save it again to send it home. He's not married yet. But tomorrow if he has children, how is he going to afford education for his children in the city? Not possible. So he'll have to keep his wife and his children in the rural area itself. Even if he's staying even if they are both from the same state, he can only visit his hometown once in a year. During Diwali or during any one of the major festival seasons, because only then he will have the money to travel up and down. Otherwise, no. Got the picture here? It is easy to say don't marry, don't marry. See, don't marry, we are telling it as a luxury. Don't, even to say that I don't want to marry, that is again a choice. It's a privilege to say I don't want to marry, I want to stay independent. That is not how this rural setup and all will work. There people have that expectation. I want to see my grandson. I want to see my grandson's wedding. All that expectations, burden is there. So there you have to honor those. Clear? Not all the cities are like that. Which city in India is really good? Tell me. Which city? Where you are having 24/7 good water, great schools, not talking about private schools, government run schools, good hospitals which are not expensive, and very good environment, proper waste management, and everything is happening. Name one city in this country. Not even one will be there. Adata Swamarathi. No contract, no security, no dignity. Whatever happened in Noida, 58.2%, no written job contract. 51.7%, they don't have any benefit, no security benefits. 47.3% are not eligible for any paid leave. Any day they take a leave, they are automatically not eligible for what? Any payment. Uttar Pradesh, in UP alone, now this is general, in India in general, UP alone, if you take the numbers, it's even more crazy. 67.8% don't have any written contract. 62% are not eligible for paid leave. 59% lacked any social security benefits. 46.3% of workers simultaneously lack written contracts, paid leave, and social security coverage. That means in UP, whatever you are witnessing right now is exploitation at its peak. Delhi, from 9,568 per month, the unskilled workers' salary has increased to 18,456. UP, from 7,107, it has just increased to 11,313. Why? Why? What is the reason behind it? Well, one major problem is the population itself. अरे जाना है तो जा, तेरे जैसे 100 मिलेंगे मुझे. That is the general attitude. Even if one unskilled worker leaves the jobs and goes, there are still 100 who are waiting out there, ready to work even lesser than 11,313 rupees. That is the bottom line. This is the rate of inflation. 43.7% inflation in Delhi. Gurugram, it has been more than 50%. Ghaziabad also more than 50%. So inflation has risen by more than 50%. But salary has not seen that level of increase. Clear? The dream, the pressure, the agony. UPSC Civil Service Examination. This is yours and mine article. More than 10 lakh plus candidates appear for the UPSC Civil Service Examination every year. Only 1,000 positions are available. In that 1,000, again, if you really see, only the top 100 or 150 matters actually, or the top 200, 300. Why? IAS, IPS, IFS. Some IRS. The rest of the services after that, generally people are not happy with it. Correct? Agreed? Diya Chowdhury. A 2024 study conducted at the University of Lucknow found out that 70% of civil service aspirants reported moderate to severe psychological distress. Major stress factors reported by aspirants are uncertainty regarding qualification, because you don't know whether you will clear or not clear. Large syllabus, definitely. Half of the people will faint and fall after they see that. Fear of forgetting information. I'm not able to remember, sir. I'm not able to remember. What should I do? Read it again. Nothing else is there to do. Changing examination pattern. Well, that is not a major problem actually. But yeah, the fear is there. So sometimes even I get questions like, so what if UPSC cancels the optional? Okay. Adapt. What else is there to do? What if UPSC takes away CSAT tomorrow? Adapt. What if this happens? What if that happens? Let me tell you, that is as good as telling that what if I die tomorrow? The world will continue to move. The sun will continue to rise. The birds will continue to fly. The air will continue to blow. Global warming will continue to happen. Simple. So this whole what if, don't lose your sleep. Repeated failures can cause trouble. Prolonged preparation periods, people taking 10 years, 12 years, etc. Obviously, it will reduce your self-confidence. You will start developing avoidance behavior because you don't want to meet people, you don't want to meet crowd, because they will all ask, what are you doing these days? And you don't have anything else to say other than preparing for UPSC. And after a point, they'll be like, but that you said 5 years ago. Even now you're doing the same thing or what? You're not doing anything else. People therefore develop the avoidance behavior and they go into social isolation. Losing friends, losing family, everything. Got the point here? So that is the thing here. That is why I was telling you from day one, don't get into this trap here of sitting and doing only UPSC. What you need to do is what? You need to actually start giving other exams. Even if it is a private job, get into it. If you are able to start something of your own, even if it is through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you're becoming an influencer, you're able to make your own money, make it. Take tuitions, earn your money. Getting the point here? Structural stresses are the delayed answer keys, unpredictable question pattern, large gap between applicants and available positions. These are other stresses which are there because the answer key comes late and the answer key again sometimes doesn't make any sense. You will be like, how did this become the answer here? All of that. Hidden mental burden, cognitive load, decision fatigue. Decision fatigue means you are not able to take a decision here. Should I continue with it? Or should I leave it and go back to something else? Because what generally people feel is, oh my God, I have already invested 2 years. Now if I go back, it will look bad. Nothing like that. If you understand that from day one, array, this is not working out for me, it is better to move out. Make the decision fast. Not that for the sake of sticking to it, let me stick to it. Don't do it. Emotional exhaustion, definitely, because you're all alone. You're dealing with your own demons. Chronic anticipatory stress. Always in anticipation. What if I don't clear? What if I clear? This, that, all of that will happen. Clear? Reduced perception of personal control. Repeated unsuccessful attempts. You will actually feel that, okay, my life is no more in my control. You will feel that. This is not working out anymore. I worked really hard. It is not happening. I'm not able to clear. So you will actually start getting into it. How can one prepare for UPSC under high pressure? Is it possible? First of all, what is this high pressure? That is the first question. Why the high pressure? This high pressure only comes when you have actually, when you have actually put all the eggs in one basket. Your entire future, you are put in one basket called UPSC. And you're not even ready to explore the 100 other baskets what are available out there. That is when high pressure happens. Which, like I told you, it is almost like inside a classroom, there is one girl, which every guy likes. Now, you think that you will be able to make that girl fall in love with you and she will agree to marry you, and nobody else has a chance there. That is misplaced optimism, don't you think? Again, same thing applies for girls. There is one good looking guy in the class, and you all are thinking that he will fall in love with you. That is how it is, how weird it is. Now, when I say it also, you will find it weird. How can one guy, one girl, all the guys in the class get that same girl? Not possible, right? Same thing here. 10 lakh people are giving this exam. What is the guarantee that the 1,000 who get selected, they are really, really apt for it? Who are the ones who will get it? No idea. This is not in any one of our control. So the only thing here to avoid the high pressure is basically what? You try everything else after your first attempt is over. And never ever leave your job to prepare for UPSC. That will be the most foolish thing to do in the current environment or in the future environment. Never ever leave your job. Once you have a break in your career, it is very difficult to get back. Instant motivation. Maggie noodles. Within 2 minutes, you will get motivation. Chal. Instant motivation. It will increase stress in some individual, but for some people, it will contribute to personal growth. That is the two ways. Some people will get stressed. They will go into nervous breakdown, depression, borderline suicidal. They may even commit suicide also. Others who go through it, they may come out of it very, very strong. They will come out of it. That is, they might have not cleared the exam. They will come out of it and they will develop this very thick skin now. People like me. Now, not at all bothered, not at all worried. So, other day also, when some of my colleagues were telling, what if this field gets this thing? I'll be like, I will do something. UPSC may shut down. Okay. UPSC may cancel this exam. Okay. Central government after 2031 or 2029, they may say, we are going to bring Paniveer scheme in UPSC. No more IAS, IPS and all. It will be all 15-year contract basis. You finish your graduation on a 15-year contract basis, you will work with the government. After that, government will give you a what is it? A one-time settlement. From some 15 or 20 lakhs, they will put in your account and say Tata bye-bye to you. Possible, right? It's very much possible. I will do something else. That should be the attitude. Oh, what will I do? You know me. Okay, you fell in love with a girl, she fell in love with you. She decides to marry somebody else. Can't blame her. You cannot blame girls in this country. Girls don't have that level of freedom and all in their country. In this country, I know students who have got married. 2 girls at least I know of. They got married last year. The only reason because they were troubled by some idiot on the way from back from college. They were coming back. One idiot usually stands on the road. Hey, मुझसे प्यार, मैं तुमसे प्यार करता हूँ, all that crap. She went and told him. Parents fixed that girl's marriage. So in India, girls don't have that level of freedom. So if a girl gets married, you fell in love with a girl, that girl got married. What will you do? Next one. That's it. Oh, mera sacha pyar, mera dil ka toot gaya. What dil toot gaya? Your heart is only a pumping organ, man. It is not going to do anything else. That is the thing. Always the next. What is next? What is next? Not that you will sit and cry over what is spilled, what is gone. What you cannot control, what will you do? You cannot control the UPSC question paper. You cannot control the competition. You cannot control what questions will be asked in the interview. None of these are in your hands. All you can do is be sincere and disciplined with your preparation. In spite of that, if you don't clear, okay, next thing, next option. So that is what you should be doing. I am unemployed for 5 years after BTech. What do I do, sir? Oh. Please get into a job. इतना भी सच नहीं बोलना था. बोलना ही पड़ेगा ना. Persistent distress, neglect of alternative career roles. See, this is the main point here. अगर UPSC है तो सब कुछ है, वरना कुछ भी नहीं है. That's a dumb thing to do. Absolute dumb thing to do. You score, you clear, etc. You come in front of me and do pimpilika pilapi. You say, hey, I got it. See, you told to have a backup plan. My plan A and plan B was UPSC only. And see, I cleared. You do it. I'll be happy for you. But I'm yet to meet a person like that. I'm yet to meet. Whoever I have seen who have cracked it, especially the 26, 28 age group, they were all having a plan B in their head. They were all having a state service exams as SSC CGL or a professor level or in some other government sector or a PSU. They were all working, or at least in a private sector they were working. That's the bottom line. Unfortunately, the media has created a hype around youngest IPS, youngest IAS. क्या करोगे यार बन के? Like, what will you do after that? Do you even remember the names of all these people? The youngest IAS, youngest IPS. Some are prominent in social media, so we remember them. The only topper's name that I remember even to date is Tina Davi. Before that, kaun tha? After her, kaun the? I have no idea. Because she's there in news always. Somehow her name and her photo will keep popping up one or the other way. Thanks to social media. Other than that, what is the purpose? So the point here is that people are all chasing that fake glory. मेरा भी फोटो आएगा. मेरा परिवार के साथ I will stand. I will show that चाचू. I will show that मौसी कि IAS से पंगा लेकर बहुत बड़ा गलती की. IPS से पंगा लेकर बहुत बड़ा गलती की. And all these movies, 12th fail, and then what is that other one? Aspirants. Trust me, they don't even show half of the reality. They don't even show half of the reality there. 12th fail and all, many people saw it and many people started thinking, हमारा प्यार भी ऐसा ही होगा, वो मुझे सपोर्ट करेगा, मैं IPS बन जाऊंगा, मैं उसके घर जाऊंगा, फिर हमारा शादी होगा, 2 बच्चे होंगे, टंगू मंगू, और एक डॉगी होंगे, बॉबी. Men are capable of creating such 5-year plans, stupid 5-year plans. Because that is the other thing. As much as women don't have freedom here, men are equally frustrated, sexually frustrated, I would say. So one girl comes and smiles and talks a little, that's it. Man will make a 5-year program only, totally. 5-year program he will make. And he thinks all of this will happen like, like that. Whereas the reality is, as far as I have seen it again, 99% of whatever love stories are there during preparation phase, it will all flop. It will all flop aram se. Don't worry. Very recently, I heard a story of a 16 years love. 16 years. बुजुर्ग हो गया होगा प्यार करते करते. That has also flopped now. How long are you expecting a girl to sit and wait for you to clear this exam? This one exam. How long are you expecting? And then you blame the girl later telling that tukra gaya mera pyar, wo bewafa nikla. What bewafa? You are giving one exam as a reason. You are still as a boy, you are living still as a boy. For a boyfriend, that is great. But to marry, she is looking for a man. Not somebody who will put his finger inside his nose and say, "Arey yaar, UPSC ki taiyari karni hai yaar." She wants a man who will take the control of life. Got the picture here? So I was a little surprised when this thing came in the Hindu. I even thought, should I put it out or not? But then I thought, it is better to put it out. Oh yeah, it is plenty. So this is the reality. And I will tell you one more thing, which is not mentioned here in this. This is to all the people who are preparing in these so-called centers, Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, wherever you are in. Once your coaching is over, okay, your coaching is done, दफा हो जाओ वहां से. लगता है सर के अरेंज मैरिज हुए है. तुम्बा मुख्य. Once your coaching is done, get lost from that place. Get lost from there. Don't even stay 1 minute. That is, if your coaching got over on, let us say now 10th of May, if your coaching got over, 11th of May, I want you to vacate that place. Not a minute more. Because that is the first issue that happens. You will stay there because you are always surrounded by aspirants. So you will stay there 1 year, 2027. But 2027, you didn't give the attempt, thinking that, array, yaar, some more preparation I want to do. Let me do it, and I will give it properly in 2028. Coaching got over when? 26. 26 attempt you didn't give. 27 attempt you didn't give. Now you are in 28. You already passed out when in which year? 2020. For some June or something, you passed out. So that year you were 21. Now it is 28. 21 plus 4, 25. But you won't feel like 25 because you're surrounded by youngsters every year, and you will have all this so-called knowledge about geopolitics and Indian politics, and you will be standing there with a chai cup, and those youngsters will be looking at you. Wow, Neeraj Bhaiya has so much of knowledge. Anybody will have. 6 months, if anybody continuously reads the newspaper, they'll have a thorough grip on almost every subject. They will be able to talk about every subject. But to clear the exam, that's not enough. For that, you need to do answer writing practice, that you need to do previous year questions, which they never do. Because now you have become the bhaiya of the gang, the quintessential bhaiya. Didis will not survive till 25, generally. North Indian crowds, especially if you're talking about North Indian Didis, if you're talking about North Indian Didis ka Mubarak ho tumko ye shadi tumhari, that will get fixed. Guaranteed. Beyond that, no North Indian father will actually allow, ho gaya bas, tera UPSC, bas kar abhi. 4 साल दिया है तेरे लिए, बस कर. And that will be it. Papa, magar kuch nahi. Khatam. Tata. It will be over. Guys, it will continue. The only probable growth that they will be seeing in their life will be pate will be growing, beard will be growing. Other than an increase in the body mass index and body hair, nothing else will be growing. Maybe if they are very lucky, they will be ending up with lesser hair. जहां बाल की जरूरत है वहां बाल कम, जहां नहीं जरूरत है वहां बाल ज्यादा. That can happen. So that will be the bottom line. That is why I am telling you, don't get into this trap. At least, at the minimum, start taking tuition. Earn your money. Earn your income. Stand on your own feet. Then do whatever preparation till 50. If tomorrow UPSC gives the attempt, till 50 you prepare. If you are able to actually fund it, do it off. Got the picture here, people? Inquiry and resignation. This is actually an important article. This one as well as this I will discuss. Okay. Pinnacle and Titan students need not worry, because this we will be anyway taking it up in our polity class. Whereas this topic here, EWS relaxation, it is a very simple judgment given by the Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court basically said that, see, OBC, SC, ST, they get their reservation or relaxation in marks because of the historical injustice done to them. EWS cannot claim a similar relaxation for the simple reason that your reservation is only based on academic criteria, not based on any historical disadvantage. Alright, that is the only ruling there. You can read the rest from the PDF. Yes, then an important article again will be essential religious practices in Shabarimala. Again, Titan and Pinnacle batch students need not worry about it, because we'll be discussing it in full in our in our polity class itself coming week. This judgment as of now, just read it. Why? Because this is not yet over. Supreme Court is yet to come with a final verdict on it. So let the verdict come. Then we will see. Border management is a simple article about shifting the border in Punjab region a little more close to the internationally recognized border between India and Pakistan, so that farmers will be able to get some more land. This we will discuss next week. Then we have pure data-based internal security topic again about Naxalism. So today, in 2013, Naxalism was spread around 180 districts. Today, it is largely just confined to Bijapur and Sukma. By the looks of it, so since the launch of Operation Kagar, 3,840 Maoist cadres surrendered, 2220 Maoist cadres got arrested, 600 Maoists got killed. Clear? So, also called Operation Kagar, also called Black Forest, began in 2024 against left-wing extremist groups. That is when maximum butchering happened. Like Indian Army, not Indian Army, the Indian security forces literally went all out. Khatam karo inhe. That was the idea here. So today they don't have any strong leadership, etc. This one also most probably by next year, March or something, it will get wiped out completely. Clear? Yeah, I'm able to complete 80%. That is for daily, including classes, revision, and reading. Okay. Good for you, Sheikh Mahabub. I have passed 12th grade and my stream was humanities. Which course should I pursue? Please help, sir. Humanities means what were the subjects inside it? Arts related courses when you take up, you have only one option now. Sit and give all the government exams. Banking, railways, SSC. Sir, but I am a banking aspirant. Is it beneficial for me or not? Vania, banking aspirant, it won't become that efficient, that useful. This current affairs, if you're asking about, because in banking CA, it is more objective type, not this level descriptive or analytical. It is like, okay, who is the SEBI chairman? Who is SBI's chairman? RBI's governor? These are the type of questions that you can expect there. Like, when did the French Revolution occur? Those are the type of questions. For that, sitting and attending this class doesn't make any sense. If we prepare for UPSC, what other exams we can give? You can give every other exam because your GS is done, general studies is done. But for the other exams, again, you will have to put effort. It is not that, oh, UPSC ki tayari ho gayi, now other exams it will become easy. No. Other exams also you will have to put effort. Just that you won't have to break your head on the GS part. You're welcome, Anshu. 12th pass, science career option. Science career option means you can give ISRO's exam. That is one exam that I'm aware of. I have also heard very recently about this forensics, being part of the forensic team and all. I don't know what course is there for it, but that is one thing that you people can explore. Those of you who have tried giving NEET and couldn't clear, you can try considering that, getting into forensics. So forensics, if you get into, you can easily assist the investigative agencies in crime and all that. Yeah, previous class PDF, I will upload it in my that channel. That I will upload it today. You're welcome, Dia. What are you getting by spamming, man? You, Raki, H, they, whatever. Salary of IITN greater than salary of IAS, IPS. That is only if you get a great company and you get a great package. There are IITNs and NITNs who are still struggling to get a job. Those days are gone where you are from IIT, you will immediately get a 50 lakh, 60 lakh package. Wo zamana gaya. Understand that very clearly. Kushbu, thank you. Welcome. Due to family issues, I cannot focus on my studies. What should I do now? What is the family issue? Try changing your location. What else to do? Or try getting into a job if you cannot get focus on your studies. Love you from Nepal. Love you too. When will PubAt classes start? PubAt classes will start, the bridge course will start from Monday. Every week you will have one bridge course which will go live maybe from 1 p.m. onwards. Proper regular classes will start from June 22nd. Should I be thorough with my graduation subjects as well? I don't understand. You, when you're doing graduation, you have to be thorough with your graduation subjects. No other go. NFSU is recruiting in large numbers for forensics. Correct. Our polity classes are already done in Pinnacle 5.0. Will we be missing some information from current affairs? Devanshi, actually, you will be missing on a lot of information from current affairs. See, lot has happened. See, trust me, I am not responsible for it. This government has become very unpredictable. And this last 6-7 months, whoever have attended my current affair class will be knowing it very well. So much of content is there in polity that Lakshmikant alone will not be able to cover it. Lakshmikant is good enough for cracking prelims, but not for your GS2. Was your auntie a motivation for you? Never. Glad to know that, Alok. Political science, economics, geography, history. Yenda devame. You can try pursuing a career in geography. This oceanography or something, one course is there. You can try doing that. Or in economics, if you want to pursue a higher career, you can pursue BA in economics, MA in economics, and then give Indian Economic Service. You can give RBI Grade B exam also after that. Can I join the Pinnacle batch now? Yeah, you can join. You'll have some backlogs, but you can do it. How to be like you in English? I see, let me be very honest. I'm not really proud of my English, but it is just that I don't care anymore what other person might think when I start speaking it. Harpreet sir, who is also a faculty at PW, he knows it very well. His English is really good. Like when he speaks, it's fluent. But when I say, I literally stammer and I struggle to get the right word or the right vocabulary. So it is just that I don't care. That's it. I'm not worried when I speak. If you find out a mistake in it, array sir, that is wrong English, or that is bad English, that is grammatically wrong, I'll be like, okay, you understood the meaning, right? Enough. That's it. I don't care. That's the point. After completing 80% tasks daily, I am feeling guilty. Like, am I doing well? Mr. Sheikh Mahabub Bashwa. I have told this earlier also. Do whatever you can in a day, and that's it. इससे भी ज्यादा कर सकते थे, इससे भी और बढ़िया कर सकते थे. That is just a fallacy. That is never going to come. If you strive for more perfection, you will end up in a mental asylum, in a mental hospital. You will get a ward. That is what will happen. Instead, you are able to maintain the same consistency every day. That will give you better results. Sir, are you Malayali? Yes, I am a Malayali. Sir, CAPF AC is almost related to UPSC. Yeah, it is related to UPSC. When can we expect your classes in Pinnacle batch? I'm already taking Pinnacle. Already it has started. Daily I'm taking polity and governance class actually. 5 p.m. onwards. I don't know which Pinnacle you're talking about now. Enough, Devanshi, more than enough. If you're doing the CA classes and you're reading monthly magazine, that is more than sufficient. So many students had asked again, the content, what to write down, what to note down. That is why I thought I'll put the PDF itself out there so that you know, okay, these highlight it and keep it. That's it. How can I be humble like you? Tanu Gade. Tanu, don't worry. Life will give you enough of jhatkas that you will end up becoming humble. Don't worry. Life will teach you. Don't worry. Abhi to shuruaat hai. Jawan ho. Don't worry. Life will give you enough jhatkas to the point that you'll be like, like that you will become. Okay, till then you wait. How can I reach you personally? Personally, what? Nikhil Ram Pabad. This is my Telegram ID. You can reach out here. Yeah, if I'm not responding, now let me tell you one thing here, people. Today is what? Today is a Saturday. Tomorrow is a Sunday. Okay, I would like to believe that I am a decent husband and a wonderful father, which simply means I love my son to the moon and back. If anybody asks me what is the best thing that happened to me, that is my son. I owe my wife my life for giving me the best gift on planet Earth. One day in a week, I have to spend time with him. So if I don't respond to your messages on a Saturday or a Sunday, it is only because for me, Saturday means current affairs and family. Sunday is son's day. All right. So if I don't respond there, please don't spam my Telegram channel with, "Sir, you are not responding. This is not right. Sir, please understand my situation. Sir, don't do that." All right. You are like Hanuman kind. You need to get your eyes checked up. You are my favorite teacher. Very good, Shiva. I'm in LLB. What do you think better? Option judiciary or UPSC? Go for UPSC. Chhe, judiciary only, na. Practice for some 2 years. Write the magistrate's exam. You will become a judge or something. Get into that. Which course is better for a beginner when my target is on 2027? I mean Titan or Pinnacle. If you have time with you, go for Pinnacle. Or if you want everything to get over in a single jhatka, go for Titan. History of regional kings important for UPSC. Pick up the question paper and see. If one question also has come, means it is important. So just go through it quickly. Which are the major kings, major dynasties, whom did they kill, what did they construct, all of that. Your English is so heavy. What a joke. Love from Rajasthan. You are my favorite all time. Krishna Patel. Okay, thank you. Thank you. मुझे तो कुछ समझता ही नहीं है. नमीरा ऑफिशियल. कुछ समझता ही नहीं है, कुछ नहीं कर सकते फिर. आप दूसरा कैरियर पाथ ढूंढ लीजिए. आई वॉन्ट टू गेट एन एटीट्यूड लाइक यू. हो जाएगा. ISA, ISA, AI, VVLOG. हो जाएगा, हो जाएगा. Life will give you, help you develop that attitude. Don't worry. What if got abroad visa while UPSC preparation? Go. Mansi Panwar. Abroad visa you got. Run with your dear life. Go abroad, earn in crores, buy a nice German car, and sit inside it, make a vlog, and then say, "Money cannot buy happiness. Today I saw a puppy on the road and I adopted it. Today I am feeling I did something great." Make it like that. That's what you should do. Advika, thank you. How I meet you, sir? Meeting you, sir, means you can come to the Bangalore offline center. I'll be available there. You're fan of Talabadi. Nah, Tala. Ajit Kumar. Fan means Ajit Kumar. Bollywood type. Ayyo. Ayyo. You don't worry about the syllabus. Subhanil or somebody. One day, one class only. When will the syllabus get over? That is for starters. Wait to the point where let it get into June and July. You'll be having your optional class. You'll be having two GS subjects, 2 to 3 GS subjects. That time you will be complaining, "Ayyo, how will we sit and finish all this?" Don't worry. Syllabus, you leave it to us. We didn't start the PW only IS didn't start yesterday. That we are first time running a UPSC program. We are already run around 3 years now. PW only IS 3 years it's been. Like since I joined. So multiple batches are done. So don't worry about the syllabus. You only worry about attending the class, following the instructions of the faculty, taking down the notes. That's your job. Where we get previous year UPSC question papers? Amazon. Why Mamata Banerjee is trolled now? Because she is giving troll material. Simple. Aha. Oh, it is Isai vlog. Oh my god. Okay. Which subject do you teach in Pinnacle? Polity, governance, internal security. I want to stay away from my home. Bhago. Bhag, Arjun, Bhag. Do you teach in Bangalore offline classes? Yes, I will be teaching Bangalore offline coming Monday onwards. I'll be teaching polity and governance there. The first 3 classes are, by the way, free. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How to start UPSC? Start. That's it. He's really like an engineer. I was an engineer, marine engineer. Natil Evadeya, Natil Trishur. Are you married? Happily married. I was talking about my kid, right? So what did you think? I had a surrogacy or what? I got married. I'm That's my age. Yeah, there is an offline center. There is an offline center. PW, only IAS. It is in a place called Chandra Layout. Atti Guppe. Who is your favorite? Oof, എൻ്റെ ദൈവമേ. For a minute, I read it as something else. Who is your favorite politician? I don't have any favorite politician. They are all entertainers for me. यूपीएससी की तैयारी 11th में हो. अरे यार, sit and study your 11th and 12th. Many girls got offended. Sir, should I prepare for UPSC now or after 12th? After 12th, Meenakshi. Please answer me. What did you ask in the first place? अरे यार, सवाल तो पूछ. Sir, your Hindi has improved. Proud of you, sir. Thank you so much. Manasi Tigale. I can, exit from the world now knowing this. You are from Chandra Layout. Wonderful. Where to study economics for CGL and CAPF? Specifically, there are no books as such. What I would recommend to you is go through the PYQs, find the topics. Rather than Googling it, study them from YouTube. Because one advantage of economics is that it is an international subject. So inflation is inflation everywhere. That topic is also the same. And there are plenty of Desi YouTube channels where they explain the basic concepts of economics in simple language. You can go for that. I too have a channel. Like long time ago, I had uploaded some videos in it of economics. You can search for that also. My YouTube channel is there. You can search there also if you want. No, I don't know Telugu. Kannada. Sir, Kannada, Malayalam. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಇವಾಗ? മലയാളത്തിൽ ഇനി എന്ത് തേങ്ങ പറയാനാണ്? Read and speak, that's it. CDS examination, previous year question papers, first thing. Second thing is SSB interview. What are the various levels in it? Each stage, what is the expectation? There are plenty of YouTube videos there for it. Refer that. Okay, now all the spammers have come together. So all right, people, let's call it a day.